So my name is Michael, okay, or Mike, but I just prefer to be called Mike, right? Or you can call me Pastor Mike too if you want, because I'm a pastor. And I'm into real estate, okay, and interior design, okay. I have a couple of I'm engaged in other businesses as well, okay, import and export, and I instruct in interior design as well, okay. For the next few weeks, I think 8 weeks, right? That is 2 months. I'll be piloting you through the basics of interior design. Okay, so we'll be covering topics such as what interior design is about, okay, color psychology, elements of interior design, history of interior design, okay, different interior design styles, okay. We'll be doing plans as well, and then how to select materials, okay, what to consider, factors to consider in selecting materials. We'll be talking about eco-friendliness and sustainability in interior design. And then the second stage of the course would involve the practical aspects, what I call the practical aspect. That would be the 3D designing. Okay, so we'll be using a software to design spaces, what you can be able to show to your clients, okay, to give them what your idea and what their preferences are for a particular space, okay, so that you can be able to do an artistic impression of that before the actual work is executed. That is very useful because it helps to eliminate, I said this was one what I asked for, this is what I wanted, this is not what I wanted. It eliminates all that because every idea the client is able to give you, plus what your ideas are that you sell to the client, you'll be able to put it together and then show it to them. Then whatever changes is required can be done before the actual work is done. So that when the actual work is done, it's not now that the person will say, I wanted this, not the kind of green I wanted. You can do all that, make all the mistakes on the tool, do all your corrections, and then once everything is accepted and agreed, you go forward. Then we'll be doing some outing as well. We'll visit some interior design outlets, okay, vendors, where we can familiarize ourselves with some of the things that are used in interior designing, or some of the things that we'll be talking about in class. We'll see them firsthand in some of the shops. Okay, so those are the 3 different aspects of the course. It may not necessarily follow like that. It could be that maybe at a particular time I may find it might be advantageous that will be the time for us to go out. So that may not necessarily be at the end. It could be at the end, it may not be at the end. In between, we'll all agree and then we'll see how best to do that. Right. Okay. All right, so as I've introduced myself, what we usually do is that I always like the class to be a well-knit group. So because you don't know what may happen after here. I've had classes where students after the class have... Yes, sir. No. Echo if you move. It's only this one with you. Yeah. Where we've had students partnering after the class, right? Or one person may be in a particular industry, another may be in another industry, and then after the class they may, okay, Charlie, you're into this, okay, I have a project like this, I will need your skill sets. It happens a lot, right? So we always like to create that well-knit group. So if you don't mind, we'd like you to introduce yourself, right? And then what you do, your name, and then your expectations from this class, and then we'll try to meet that expectation for you by the end. Right? So anybody wants to start for us? Ladies first, okay. So let's start from, okay, you want to start, so let's start. Please, if you can speak up, yeah.
My name is All is Well.
All is well, okay. Right. Okay. All right, students, please, they still can't hear you. Okay, let me just quickly at this. The class is being recorded, right? It's not as in our faces, but my screen is being recorded. Okay, so it's audio, right? And then everything on my screen will be showing. So if you speak loud enough, you would hear yourself in the recording when you are listening to it. And it's very important because the class is interactive. So if you are speaking, maybe you're answering a question or you are making a suggestion or something and you don't speak loud enough, it will be inaudible in the video. So you may have to speak up enough for the recording to be able to pick your voice. Okay. Right. Thank you.
My name is also, and I'm currently a student. I'm not working.
Please, can you still hear? You still can't hear her. It's manageable.
The environment I'm coming from is a lot of
Noise. So.
You know what I'm saying is,
Mhm.
my name is
All's well. Okay.
and I'm a student. I'm not working.
All right. And your expectations?
And please, I'm expecting to know the basics of it,
Okay.
as from the scratch from now to where we're going to end.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Should I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so my name is Joseph.
Joseph. Okay.
Yes, and I'm a construction professional. Site engineer.
Okay. Construction. All right.
So I draw as well.
Okay.
Architectural
drawing.
Services.
Okay. You use Revit
Yes.
or
I
AutoCAD? Okay. You've done Revit already. Old student.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're on the start at the old students page, right?
yes.
Okay. All right. Great. All right.
And I hope to get whatever I need to get from the interior design.
Okay.
Like you said, we use it to convince clients.
Yeah.
So I hope to really enhance my marketing
Okay.
powers.
Okay.
So that's my
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Yeah. Okay. So that is all. Or you were still on board.
I'm saying that I'm Joseph.
Yeah.
Excited.
Okay.
And I do drawing as well all the time.
Yeah.
Architectural structure and services.
Okay.
And I'm here to learn the interior
Yeah.
design to improve on my
All those.
marketing,
Yeah.
expand my scope for
Yeah.
my clients.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
My
morning.
name is Jenny, or Jennifer. You can call me Jenny. I'm into hospitality.
Okay.
I deal with apartment, marketing, stuff like
Airbnb and all that.
that. Airbnb. No, I work with a particular like a particular
Oh, firm.
apartment,
Okay.
so
All
I
right.
don't-
Okay. The Airbnb.
But you can still ask me to get you to do so. That's not from my
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what I do. But there, the sector I'm in, I think I really need this interior designing. So yeah, I'm hoping to get everything together
Okay.
so that I can expand myself.
Yes. Okay. Expand your business. Okay, madam, you're welcome. We are introducing ourselves, so you just walked into introductions. So if you can also introduce yourself to us.
My name is
Iris.
Iris.
No, I think the first name is
My name is Iris, but I
Okay.
prefer being called Enima.
Enima. Okay. Enima. Okay. So we should go with the Enima.
Yeah, the address is official. Very.
Okay.
So I'm into plant design,
Okay.
exterior design.
Okay.
Mm,
They want to hear you. So, and the recording, we are recording the class as well.
Oh, okay.
So we want you to speak loud enough so we can capture your voice. Yeah.
This is that. You were saying I should understand something.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Enima.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what and I am into plant decor.
Okay.
I do in interior Building all plans
Okay.
and I will do a student science. I want to get more knowledge
Interior design. Thank you very much. So let me just try to remember the name. Allswell, Enima, Joseph, and Jennifer. All right. And I'm Mike. All right. So let's delve into the class. We'll try to meet all your expectations by the end of the class. So this is what is going to happen. Like I said earlier, the class is being recorded. Okay, the recordings will be made available to you in the course of the week. It will be rendered and will be sent to you. Okay, when we say rendering, what it will mean is that the sounds that the mouse makes when we are clicking somewhere, if it's not rendered, if the mouse where I'm clicking is not really highlighted, you may not know where I'm clicking. So all that will be added to it, and then it will be sent. The videos will be sent to you as a link in the course of the week. Okay. Now all the materials that I'm going to be using will be made available to you. Okay. A class group is going to be created on WhatsApp with all your numbers. So I'm sure they've taken all your details already. A group will be created. Once the group is created, I'll post all the materials I'll be using on there for you, and you have access to it. Okay. Right. The videos too that are made available to you is a lifetime access. Okay. All right. So let's go straight into our class today. What I usually like to do is first things first. When we say interior design, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Please, I like my class to be interactive, so I'm not going to be the only one talking. I'll talk in parts. I always like it to be a discussion. That's the best way we can learn. If I come and sit here and talk, you may not really get a grasp of it, right? So when we say interior design, what's the first thing that jumps to your mind? Nothing is wrong. Yes, please.
So basically the name is interior.
Okay.
That's inside.
Yeah.
And design.
Yeah.
So you are designing the inside of something. And in this case, a building.
Okay.
So that is my little understanding of interior design.
Design. Okay.
You are designing
The inside. Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody else wants to make an attempt? That's good. Room decoration.
Starting from the coloring of the wall, where everything should fit. That's why it's a design.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else? Enima also. Anybody else? Anything? What jumps to your mind?
I understand it in a way that the arrangement of inside of something.
Arrangement of the inside. Okay. The building. Okay. All right. That's all that you said is totally correct. It all fits in perfectly. Basically, when we say interior design, okay, it is the designing of interior spaces, okay, to make them functional, aesthetically pleasing, to fit a particular purpose. So I've used some keywords there. Designing of interior spaces, okay, to make them one functional, aesthetically pleasing, meaning that when you look at it, right, it must be pleasing to you, right, and then it must be for a particular purpose, right? So let's take them one by one. The first thing we are saying is that you are designing the inside of a building. So interior design means it is the inside, the interior section. The exterior of it doesn't come in. When we begin to do exterior, we are doing exterior designing. It's no longer interior designing. So interior design sticks to the inside of any structure, right? And the first thing that you are considering as an interior designer is to make the place functional. That is the first thing that you are considering. How functional is it? Now, I will tie it into the last thing I mentioned. That is to make it fit for a particular purpose. The two of them work together. So I'm going to jump these two and I'll go to the middle one. Okay, that says you want to make it what? Aesthetically pleasing. That means in beauty. when I walk into the place, it must be appealing. The color combinations, the feeling it induces in me, all those things must count to make it pleasing to me, right? Now, we say we are designing a place, an interior space for a particular purpose. So an example, currently we are using this space for a lecture room, right? This same space can equally be used as a bedroom. We can equally use it for a living room, an office, right? So if I set out to design this place as a bedroom, and you come in and you find this sort of arrangement here, okay, I can go for the best chairs, the best desk, right, the best projector among all those things and put them here, very beautiful, but it is not fit for purpose because I set out to design this place as a bedroom. In fact, I can even set out to design it as a bedroom, and you can even go on and specify it, okay, a micro specification, and say, okay, we are designing this bedroom for a convalescent, somebody who is recovering from a sickness, maybe a surgery or something. The way you would design it for a young man, right, tough like Joseph, right, who is very vibrant, right? If we design his bedroom, it should be different from how we would design it for maybe somebody who is recuperating from a sickness. The color combination, the atmosphere in the space that you are going to create, it's all going to be different. Maybe Joseph may like some loud music in their bed, in the bedroom, right? For somebody who is recovering, if we go and put such a music in there, we are killing the person rather. So you may have the aesthetics perfect. The place is looking beautiful, but it's not fit for purpose. It's not fit for somebody who is recovering from a sickness. So for every interior design project you undertake, the very thing you must think about is, what is the purpose of this space? That is the first thing you must understand. Once you understand it, then you can now move on to functionality. How best can we make this room functional for the purpose that the person wants us to do it for them? Before you can now come and think about beauty or making a place appealing. So you mentioned something, Jennifer. You said it is, I've forgotten exactly thing, but you said something in the line of decor. You said something about her room decoration. Okay. So room decoration or decor is a subset of design. So interior design is not necessarily interior decoration. Interior decoration is a subject under interior design. So that when you set out to design and you focus on decor, you are focusing on just one aspect of the design element, that is the aesthetic, making a place beautiful, how pleasing the place will look. You are not focused on specificity of purpose. You are not focused on functionality. You are just focused on beauty. But when you look at interior design, it must encapsulate all these things together. What is the purpose of the space? How can I make the place functional for that purpose? And then we can think about the beauty. These are the three basic principles that you must have at the back of your mind when you want to embark on interior design. Any questions? No questions. Okay, so let's continue. Then another thing you would be thinking about when we say interior design, I always use this analogy. Interior design is like art. Okay, you want to tell a story. Okay, you want to, so when there's somebody walks into a room, what message does the room give them? What experience do they have from the room? The room must communicate something to them, right? Let me give an example. When Jennifer walked in, I think the lady gave you a chair. She said you should, I think she pointed out that space to you that you should go and sit there, right? or you wanted to go and sit there? No. I mean, when you entered this room here, I think she pointed out that space to you. Why didn't you go and park past the back of Joseph? There's no space, right? So basically, what was happening was that the arrangement of the room communicated with you. Do you get it? So how we experience spaces is an important aspect of interior design. How do you want the users of the space to experience the space? Do you realize that sometimes you can enter somebody's office, somebody's home, a shop or something, and for the next few days you are just, wow, Charlie, you see that bed? Did you see the room? It's because when you entered that, every detail of that space said something to you. How many of us have been to Kitia? Kitia, the furniture shop at the Spintex. Yeah, you've been there. You've not been there. Okay. When you know Malcolm also sells furniture, right? You know Malcolm also sells furniture. Good. For those of you who have been there, right? If you compare the arrangements of the furniture setting in Malcolm, or maybe China Mall or any other shop, to what you experience in Kitia, who can tell me what the difference? The down, okay. Go up the upstairs of Kitia, okay. Okay.
So with the Melcom and China Mall skating, so let's take China Mall for example. If you go to their furniture side, it's like a bubble, like there is nothing special about it.
Yeah.
Just stand there. But if you enter their their furniture side, it's like you enter and then let's say it is a whole setup, like it's actually a setup, like you can see
you may be going to buy just the chair. If you are not careful, you end up buying the wall art they've put there, the carpet they've put there. You've been to Okadeco. You've seen the arrangement too. Exactly. You may literally want to carry everything there to go and put in your living room. It is because, let me tell you the difference. The Melcoms and the other, they'll just use their boys there to arrange everything. Okadeco and Kitia will use an interior designer.
But when you go to
Because when I went there first, they hadn't done it, so now they've started doing it. Okay, it's a marketing strategy. You see, when you literally be talking about the space when you enter the Kitia or Oka and you stand by one place, you literally be watching everything. You came for just furniture, but you are looking the color of the wall art, the carpet, the sofa, the TV unit they've put there. Everything is so well thought through. The details, it is so comforting. It's sending you a message. That is what you want to achieve with interior design. You want your users to have an experience. They enter that space and they are like, wow, everything is spot on, everything is appealing. So they speak about the space. You want to give them an experience. All right, we could just put everything together, just like how it's done at the other places. However, right, you may do that, it may look beautiful, but it will not give the effect you want. You want to get an effect from the users of the space. Every time maybe that family walks into their living room, there must be something that satisfies everybody in the family. The father, the mother, even the toddler that is in the house. You must have thought about them so that their use of the space also is it exactly. If you are an interior designer, you go and deal with a space with a family that has a toddler. The parents should not now come and be thinking about how safe can we make this place now. You should have thought about it. Because they have a toddler, every electrical thing must be covered. this must be hidden, this must be, it's a holistic thing. So that is how come we are saying it goes beyond decor. Do you get it? You are considering safety, you are considering a whole number of things, okay, and the experience you give them. All right. Now, why do we need interior design? Why at all would somebody need your services as an interior designer? Okay, so this thing I say helps as a marketing tool. Somebody said, why do I need your service? Me, I'm in market, me got Tommy and come and put it there, right? And why do I need your professional advice? Why do I need your professional touch? These are a few things to consider, okay, to be able to convince them. There are a lot more, but let's just stick to this few. The first thing is that it would always create a lasting first impression, okay, and that's what we've just spoken about. You always want to give an experience so that when somebody uses the space for the first time, in fact, even for a number of a period, okay, they must always be finding something adventurous about the space, something new, something to relive the experience, okay. So interior design always creates a lasting first impression. The second thing is that it will increase the resale value. It's just like any other field. The moment you have a construction person come and touch an old building, do renovation and things to it, what you have done automatically is that you have increased the resale value. The moment a professional catches a property or anything, you have increased the resale value. So if we bring a painter here, okay, we say, okay, the painting of the external area is looking poor now, let's repaint. And the painter comes and repaints. We bring in an electrician. The electrician comes to redo recabling and all those things. Definitely, if the price of this property was 500,000, it will increase to 520,000. Automatic. Because a professional has touched it. So you would always increase the resale value. So once you as a professional interior designer designs a space for anybody, what you have done is that you have increased the resale value for the client. Okay. The next thing is that you maximize the space. Okay. You maximize the space. What do we mean by maximizing space? So, we mentioned functionality when we're defining interior design, right? Good. So one of the things you'll be thinking about in functionality is that you'll be thinking about how many people are going to be using this space. So if this is a lecture room, how many people in a day will enter this place? What kind of items do I need to put in here so that if 10 people will be in this space at the same time at a particular time, all of them will be able to be comfortable in this space at the same time, as well as you have one person in this space and they will still not feel bored. Okay, so just that thinking alone makes you to be able to design a space such that it is what functional. You will not have to, let's read this here before we can pass here, right? You have thought all that. When we get to elements of design, we'll talk about spaces in detail. Okay, another example is that now at first, when we do our bed, bed that we sleep on, the space underneath it is all just left empty. Then you put your shoes and and then it collects a lot of dust too, plenty dust. Mosquitoes, right? But now what they do is that space under the bed is not left. It's usable. So they do drawers, they do cupboards and all those things. Now what you have done is that you have been very functional with the space. So the things that we would put in those cupboards that have been created underneath the bed, at first, without that thing, we would have now been looking for another place to put a shoe rack, to put a cupboard somewhere, and that will take space. But now you have freed out that space to put underneath the bed, a space that was not usable. What you have done is that you have maximized the space in the room. So that space that those things would have been occupying have now been left free to be used for something else. So you're actually maximizing the space in the room. Okay, a layman will not think about all this, but when you bring all your artisans and every professional together, you are thinking through all these things, so you are actually maximizing the space. Okay. Another thing is that you are maximizing the budget of the client. How do you do that? One of the things when you set out as an interior designer, you find out that you'll be buying a lot of stuff from a lot of outlets. They will get to know you. Most of the outlets, what they do is that once you are buying a number of times, they begin to give you discounts. You become what they call agents, right? Because you are bringing them a lot of business. So those discounts, you can choose to pass it on to your clients. The moment you do that, you are maximizing their budget. Another example could be that because of your knowledge of everything that you are doing, okay, for instance, you've been dealing with carpenters for a while, so you've come to understand woodworking, right? So you know that if I'm going to buy this table, okay, if I buy the table with this kind of wood, this will last for 5 years. It's beautiful, it's durable. Now, for a layman, they can go to the same shop and find a similar type of table, made with another type of inferior wood. It looks beautiful, but in a year, that table will break. They have to go and buy another one, right? They go and buy another one. Eventually, what you realize that they've spent so much more than what the more durable one would have cost them if you look at the time duration. So what you have done for them is that you have maximized their budget for them, okay, because of your knowledge, okay. Then another thing is that you add functionality, right? Your functionality. So we've explained this. You know what the space is for. For example, this is a lecture room. We know that this lecture room is for adults. Assuming this, we are going to use the same lecture room for 3-year-olds, toddlers. Automatically, the furniture in here becomes useless. It is not appropriate for them anymore. It's the same, they are also coming to learn. So we are still using it as a classroom. If we maintain this desk, if we maintain these chairs, it is no longer appropriate, it is no longer functional for the purpose. Do you get it? So functionality means that you are thinking through what the purpose of the space is for, and then you are making it fit for that purpose. Is that okay? Then you add safety. Safety. The moment an interior designer deals with this space, you will not find all these cables lying around like this, because it's not safe. We will not have the projector cable around like no. All these things will be chiseled, it will be hidden. So you see that maybe it will come out through the table somewhere. Then so you will not trip over any cable anywhere. Safety. For instance, it's not every kind of tile you can use in a wet area. The client may be insisting, oh, I went to my friend's house, Agdom Master has the same, it is the same thing I want. It's up to you to tell them that by my professional understanding, this type of tile is not appropriate. It's beautiful. You've seen it in your friend's place, but it's not appropriate. Okay? It may even be in a living room environment. They've seen it in their client's place, right? And then they say, oh, I'm insisting, I want the same tile. It's even up to you to now advise, okay, your friend that you saw it in there, my friend, she lives alone. You have 5 children. You have 2 nieces living with you. You have a nephew too, and so you are 10 in the house. That same tile may not be appropriate for you because of the traffic in your house. It's beautiful, it's okay for that person who is living alone, but it's not appropriate for you. You are 10 in the house. Because it may not be safe, right? And it may break or something, sometimes maybe even the kind of age range that you have in the house, something may not be appropriate, right? Some furniture, we don't always have them with the beveled edge like this. Some of them are sharp, right? If you are putting such furniture in a kid's room, you need to consider all that. How are the edges like? It's all safety considerations, right? Then ease of maintenance. For an interior designer, you are also thinking how to make this thing easily maintainable. So, for instance, Madam Enima said, Enima, I've got it right. Enima, Madam Enima's house, work, plants. If I'm designing a room for a house that has kids there, you need to begin to think carefully. It's not every plant you can have in a room. Because there are certain plants, when you break it, the fluid that even comes from it, when it touches your skin, it's very irritating. It can irritate the skin so much, it can cause rashes and all. If I have a child in the house, you need to find out, is this going to be okay? Some children may even break it and put it in their mouth. Plus, when you talk to the plant guys, last time my plant guy was telling me something, I was shocked. He was saying that he showed me a picture, a particular plant, make a picture, but looks like I'll show it to you. He was saying that every time people come to buy, the blacks will always buy that particular plant. But he realized that this Lebanese and this one, they never buy it. So one day he asked one of the Lebanese why they don't buy it. He said, you that you are even selling the thing, you don't know why we don't buy you, and you are asking me. Then he asked him to even Google it. So the guy Googled it. Apparently, that plant actually releases toxins in small quantities. So it's not, and people use it a lot for indoors, and it's not a good indoor plant. When it's outdoors, it's okay because it mixes with the distance, it's blown away. But when it's indoors, it releases in small quantities. When it builds up in your atmosphere, it becomes a health hazard. So the Lebanese never buy it. And he was just curious and he asked him, do you get it? So you should be able to know all this to be able to make it easily maintainable. Somebody who is very busy, right? There are some plants, they need a lot of watering, a lot of attention. Exactly. Why would you put such a plant in such a person's? You are worrying them. Do you get it? If somebody lives in a place that is very dusty, right? And you go and put, you are designing, then you go and put these curtains, the lace like curtains, white. You are worried them. Maintenance, literally every 2 days they have to remove the curtains. And going up and removing the curtains from the curtain rods it's another headache altogether. Every 2 days they have to remove it. Wow. So ease of maintenance. So the person may say, oh, I want white, right? But you need to advise them that, see, your area, until maybe they come and do your road for you, we need to use thick curtains, and it may have to be a darker color because of the dust, right? You need to advise them on all those things. So because you are thinking about the ease of maintenance, okay, right? Then you save them time and money. That one is easy to understand. As long as you are not going to do it yourself, and I take that burden as a professional onto myself to do it for you, I've saved you time so that you can focus on your work. Then I do that for you, okay? And I'm saving you money because we've spoken about it already. I'm maximizing your budget. Is that okay? Right. Any question? I've forgotten. Seriously. I've forgotten. I may have to ask him again. Yeah. No, but it's an industry, so yeah. I actually took a picture of it, but when I lost my you come, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had a picture, but I changed my phone, so I've lost all those things. Yeah. I've shown it to you. Yeah. There a lot of them. Yeah. 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 There. Yeah. And as interior designers, you'll be dealing with plants a lot, so you need to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself. Don't just use things for using sake. Before you buy the plants from the person, before you do this, okay.
So we will be dealing with lighting as well.
Yeah, those are all part of the elements of interior
So we
design.
have the plant side,
We'll do lighting, we'll deal with all the elements of interior design. Yeah. Some into more detail than others, like lighting, plants. We'll deal with all those ones. Colors. Yeah, we'll deal a lot more into detail than others. They are all part of the elements.
I think interior design is no interior design without lighting.
Yeah.
I was watching this documentary on Prime, Last Lesson. It's on Canadian,
Okay.
Canada.
Yeah,
How
interior
it's
design, yeah.
and it will interest you. And sometimes when you see the homes that are set, it's so amazing. Sometimes the lighting alone
Will change, yeah.
just sell it.
Yeah.
And
It's true.
these are huge amounts. So without lighting,
When we
The
go to
lighting gives a certain
when we
edge.
go to the elements, you see how important each element is. Not just light. Each element, you realize how important each of them is. Yeah. You'll be amazed at how important it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think I realized something one day I entered a friend's room and I realized the furniture, the wall, and the curtains are way different. And then his place, like the light can easily.
Reflect, yeah.
So I was looking at the book and I'm like, no, there's something off about the room.
Yeah.
So then I
Once your eye is trained, you will notice
so
it.
I bought the curtains myself, and I bought the curtain matching some of the painting. The moment I put the curtain,
It changes everything.
everything
Yes.
in the room now looks more dim.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
You'll be amazed at how something small,
can
if you
change
understand what you are doing, will change everything. If you like, let's even take these two things. Take this light out. You see the room will look different.
Yeah.
The moment you observe it, it will begin to look different to you. Very little things. And all the elements are very important. Very, very important. We'll be doing that. I think that will be next week. Yeah. All right. So the process of interior design. The process. Now, before we do this process, let me take you to this one. Managing an interior design project, because it dovetails into it. So I want to deal with this first, okay? Managing an interior design project entails quite a bit. Now, interior design is like project management. This is what I mean. Your interior design work is about 20%. 80% of your work is project management. You are into construction, so I believe you get what I mean. Your construction work, okay, about 80% of it is project management. It's the same thing like interior design, right? This is what I mean. As an interior designer, you would come up with your design. Okay, so somebody takes you, this is my single room, this is my shop, this is my 3-bedroom, this is my 4-bedroom, design it for me. You would, based on every this preference they've given you, come up with the design for each room. Once you've done the design, what is left? The client says, go ahead, let's do it. What's left for you to do? You are not a painter, you are not an electrician, you are not a carpenter, you don't deal with plants, you don't do all these things. Your work after that design has been approved is literally done. Now you switch from an interior designer to a project manager. Your work now involves bringing all these resources, the human resource, the money, the time, everything, bringing them together and ensuring that they execute your plan to the taste of the client. And that is majority of the work. Once you're able to come up with your design, it's now left with you to be able to sell this idea to all your workers for them to execute it the way you want. Do you get it? So majority of your work will be dealing with project management. This is where this process comes in very handy. Okay, all right. So the first thing as an interior design that you need to do, okay, all these things I'll send them to you, right? Yeah, all these materials I'll send all of them to you. The first thing you need to understand is you need to define your scope, the scope of the project. Please, and this is something that is more Ghanaian, and that is even why this point is even more important. As for Ghanaian clients, they will take advantage of you. They will want to take advantage of you. Oh, design a room, just design my kitchen and my living room for me. When you begin oh, can you come and take a look at this study? They begin to give free consultation. Okay, and then anyway, paint, hand. It was not part of the scope.
I'm not looking at it.
Yeah. It's everywhere. It's a Ghanaian thing. It wasn't part of the original thing, though. It's a Ghanaian thing. So that will happen because you did not define the scope of the project. Let them understand that you know what you are doing. Let's define the scope. What is the project about? What are we doing? Okay, I have a 3-bedroom house. I want you to design living room and kitchen. That is what we are doing. Living room and kitchen. If you are redefining the scope, then you are adding something to it, and so the budget must change immediately. Do you get it? Otherwise, almost subtly, they'll be adding things. Subtly. Now, the scope too, you need to understand what are the objectives and the goals of the project. What does the client want to achieve? So, or say kitchen, yes. But what are we doing in the kitchen? What kind of kitchen does the client want? You need to define everything. This is where you can either make or unmake yourself. Because if you go and design something that doesn't fit the client's original idea or intent, it's not going to be accepted. You get it? So you need to understand what kind of kitchen. Some of them may tell you, oh, yeah, baby mommy, trust me. That is not enough information. Yeah, baby mommy, use your knowledge to do something for me. They still have a preference. They still have a preference. An example, I'm doing a landscaping project for a client at Chado right now, right? And what we set off, oh, also, I want a professional, you come up with the design ideas for me, right? Okay. So we said, okay, I said, no, I think, let me meet this woman. So I said, no, before we do it, madam, can we just meet on site? I just want us to meet and discuss a few things. Do you know that when we met on site and I began to now give my ideas and I began to ask her certain questions, everything that she really wants, she has a plan for the space. Oh, the bed, I don't want it here, rather I want it here. It will be nicer here. Yes, and I'm thinking of having a pergola here, nice. Once I say, yeah, baby man, just do something for me, right? You come up with a design. So in my design, my actual thought, I was going to do the pergola at the back, but she wants it at the side of the building. She has a space for it. We're doing it now, but if you don't probe, really probe and ask the right questions, they have their preference. You do it and they'll tell you, nah, they had an idea. Even though they are telling you, they want to see what you are thinking. So rather, bring your ideas, let them bring their ideas and try to match it. Do you get it? Where you need to advise them on, and then you try to match it. Then what you do now, you see that it really suits exactly what they are looking for. Just that you have added your professional touch and you have made it much nicer than what they are doing for. So it's always important to identify the goals of the project, okay? And then their requirements and preferences, very important. Then the next thing you begin to look at is budget planning in the project management process. Okay, you need to begin to plan your budget. For some clients, they have an idea of what the budget is, so they'll tell you, oh, the budget is 200,000, right? I find that a lot with the foreigners. They will always tell you what their budget is. They always tell you, okay, this is my budget. They don't want to exceed their budget. So what they want to do, they'll let you know their budget so that you work within it. Okay, rather than this, go and do estimate for me. Obey estimate, you bring the estimate back, then they will now tell you, oh, it's too much. Oh, um, yeah, yeah,
Maybe, I'm sure maybe reducing the commercial aspect.
yeah, at the latter end, yeah.
But there's this instance where clients will take your idea and also use it to do the work.
Is
They
there-
will maybe do an estimate for me.
Exactly.
Or you show them, oh, I'll do
Everything,
it.
and then they go and give it to somebody else.
Then they'll find a way, then they will figure out, then they will do somebody else.
Yeah, that is there a
How
lot.
do you handle
A situation like that. So one of the things you do is that I always advise that when you are doing a project, have it in phases. Okay, yes, in phases. The very first phase is where you are looking at all these things. Okay, you need to go to site. You need to go and take measurements, draw plan, and all those things. I call it the introductory phase. Charge them for it. So where you be, this is where you now be doing estimates and all those things. Let it be a charge. The people, I find that the Omwa, they are professionals in their field also, right? They totally understand. Sometimes when you don't even charge them, they'll ask. Some of them, oh, so what about site? So what's your charge for this one? Because they know that if you've taken your time off your work, you come and spend 2 hours here doing all these things, you need to be paid for it. Do you get it? So the introductory phase will give them an invoice for you, because estimates, you are not just going to sit behind your laptop and just come up conjure figures. You use your credit, you make calls. Sometimes you have to go to the market, check out on prices, look for some items that they need for their work, and do all that.
you are going to spend time?
Exactly, time, your money, and all those. Exactly.
I always tell myself, okay, so I'm in a construction.
Yeah.
So if an artisan gets a daily mark of, let's say, 200 Ghana cedis,
Yeah.
and you are as a designer, you're going to sit down for about 2-3 days to do an
Estimate for all those things.
That's a fair idea of how much you should
Exactly.
get.
Yeah. So you
Let's
should
say
one day no more 200 cedis.
That would give
A fair idea. Exactly.
So I cannot charge a certain,
Your time must be worth something, right? So you need to trust me, what Joseph is saying is true. See, they will let you do all that legwork there.
Even the agents, when you engage them, even before
They go and show you the place. They will take before Obebado, they will only tell you all those things before you come. Both up here. Before you go. Exactly. Even land, when you are dealing with land, they will tell you bush fee, bush allowance before the family takes you to go and bush allowance. Exactly.
If you are going to your site, you have to part with something. At least to commit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Otherwise, you cheat yourself. Anima, and yes, we look down. Ye buy any guso. Ghanaian say it is a. Onimpa say you have no buy no. You if you are driving, you bought fuel. If you are not driving, you took car and came. Onim. They know parents who say, if you have used your credit, you are making calls for their work. Oh. They know it. Good morning, yeah. Yeah.
So you will always watch advertising. I have experienced it myself.
Yeah.
At one time, I was working with a particular company. I moved to another place. I doubled my salary and they paid.
Yeah.
You see?
Because you know your worth.
Yes. You see, it's all about how you carry yourself, how you add value to yourself. As we are here, we are all adding value to ourselves.
Yeah.
By the time we end this whole thing, we are going out.
And trust me, you could have used this time to be doing something else.
Yes. So
You get it? So if you spend time to come and do all this, it should be worth something.
They will tell me, I've been drawing. If somebody comes to you, oh, draw a 3-bedroom for me. You mention a cost and that, oh, no. People will glance already say, I don't stress myself.
Yeah, most times to do go and come back to you.
It's even like sometimes someone will come to you, oh, I just want to bedroom apartment. And I tell you, it's $300. And you be like, oh, nah, like,
Yes.
is one thing. I will not even reply you. Because the moment I reply you, I'm giving you the chance to.
This thing that you are talking about, it happened to some family friends of mine just this December. They wanted a place to, so I'm building for them, right? But it's not finished. So they wanted to come for the Christmas. So they need a place to stay. So they said, oh, let's get a Airbnb this thing for them. So they made me, I actually, then I'll go make calls and go and view the places for them. And I got one nicely at Sprinters for them. They call almost those areas. Got one for them. Took the invoice from the people, took a snapshot, sent it to them. Oh, 1,600 and something dollars for the 1 month they want to stay. No, this thing is too expensive. Then I think the junior sister also checked one view online. They saw it for 800 cedis, and that one is a single room. You said I should get you 2 rooms, so you just even do your calculation. If you are getting a single room for $800 and you are getting 2, you want 2 different bedrooms for 1,600, and you are saying that one is too much, and you prefer this thing. Guess what? I didn't know the location. So it's just even the same. If it means that if it's a single room and it's 800, it means it's likely that when it's double, it's still going to be 1,600. They send the money to the person and all that, and they came. So I was at work and they called me, oh, we are in Ghana, but we are stranded. I said, how are you stranded? They sent money to somebody. The person says they are doing the Airbnb. They've sent money, over 32,000 Ghana cedis. To a person. They came, they've gone to, yes, they've gone to the place. The people say, oh, they don't even know the person, who the person is. It's not their staff, it's not the person just came there, took pictures of their apartment, sent you and showed it to you. Yeah, showed it to you. So hey, people are smart, oh. As if say or no, and oh yes, so I bet chat pictures and sent to them. And when they came to Ghana, got there, they said we don't know the person. Nobody has booked. All our rooms are fully booked. That's what I'm telling you. 32,000 gone. Now they are calling me at that time of the night that they are stranded. So I didn't mind that. I just said, okay, so the first this that I sent to you, this is the contacts. You go there. I'm sure they still have. And they went there. That's eventually where they stayed. They had to pay to them again. But me, it's my back case. It's my back case. So you see, if you try to be too smart, plenty. So you see, the best thing, like you are saying, okay, try to have your charges at every stage. Exactly. So the moment you are doing estimate and all those things, money will say introductory fee for this section, like how I'll come to sites and all those things. Even before the project has started, I'm spending time for your work, and this is my charge. If it's 1,000 cedis, 500, whatever it is, that's the distance. Give them an invoice for it. Let them pay for it. So that or J will estimate, and then go and give it to somebody. You know you have been paid for your time. Do you get it? Don't let them have your time for free, especially if you know the project, you are not sure whether you will get it or not. You can have some telltale signs, right? And you know that, oh, sometimes if I watch a certain project, I know that this project, no matter what's mania, those introductory fees, I don't charge them. I don't charge them because I know you've seen that this project, you will get it. Do you get it? Based on some few things.
Before you begin, I ask you, you have one. You don't have one.
It's true. Because the most annoying part is, say, the budget. So we are talking about budget now. That you spend time do all that estimate. It's a lot of work.
Very detailed.
Charlie, it's a lot of work. It's a lot. You are in construction, so you are. It's a lot of work doing estimates. To sit down to create that budget, finish, send it to them, and then they tell you that it's like Nisika Kwahuni already, and I say the budget you have done, just say Sika Nisika no one and do half. So it's likely the project is not even going to come on, or you have to wait, or you have to redo the budget. So the best thing is, if you know this is the money you have, let me know from the onset. What's your budget? By all means, you have, whoever you are, if you want to do something, you have an idea in mind. Oh, I'm willing to spend 20,000 on this thing. Do you get it? Then I can do my budget based on that 20,000. So I will look for cheaper things or things that will still work for your budget.
So in this case, the market doesn't necessarily mean the money he or she has available, but
What you can afford.
can afford.
Exactly.
Whether it's there,
Because there are some people and they'll take you to site, right? When you are going around and you are giving ideas, they give you the ideas as if they have all the money in the world, right? They are ready to do the and but Charlie, the money is not there. So you look at that vibe they are giving you, you do the budget, you want to give them the very best, and they are nowhere near the budget. Do you get me? But I realize that the foreigners, they even save towards the thing. So when you say, Charlie, this is what I'm ready to spend. I'm not going to. So they'll tell you upfront, this is my budget. Into no dream or estimate inside them, they give you this my budget.
So
Work within it for me.
Let it fit.
Let it fit in for me. It's as simple as that. Let it fit in for me. When they do it that way, it makes your work very easy. You get it? It makes your work very easy. So the budget is very important. Right. Now, in doing the budget too, you realize that because your work is mostly project management at this stage, you need to get your tiler. Let the tiler give you their estimates. You need to get your electrician. You need to, all these people, you take them to site too. You have to take them to the site so that they'll do their, at your expense, let them do their assessment. So the electrician will, okay, we'll need this amount of cable, we'll need this amount of this, we need to buy this amount of socket, we need this amount of lighting. They'll give you all that estimate. You get your painter, you take them there.
Sometimes you should be able to verify what they tell you.
Exactly. You don't just take it at face value. You should be able to have an idea.
So I recently moved and there was this light work I was supposed to be doing. And then the man is telling me, oh, this. I called the carpenter. He's telling me the carpenter, 3K. I'm like, oh, wood are you using? Like, oh, this. I'm like, okay. The price of the wood, it's okay. He doesn't know I work in an apartment where I deal with painters
and all those things every day. Yeah.
So I told him, okay, when you got the cabinet, this is wood you use. It's 250 cedis in the market. Even that is retail, not like Wakotima market.
Yeah.
But you're telling me you bought this thing for 670.
Exactly.
No. And then even the shop you bought it, I know somebody from there. I called the
And now, within the invoices from the shops, Charlie, now it can be inflated, so you can't even depend on
I
it.
just called somebody, I'm like, so how much is this? Blah, blah, blah. He said, hey, madam, nothing. I'm like, no, you don't do that. Sometimes you're working for somebody, you don't know that we also have sometimes idea about the light guys like cables, when you're 90 yards. Like, that's fine. I called someone from my apartment to come and check. He said, ministry is from
Yeah, so there's always you have to verify.
Verify.
You know,
You see?
For electricals, there are things you can easily count. The sockets, different types of sockets.
Yeah.
The wiring, sometimes you will not
be able to know all that. Yeah.
At least you should have
A fair idea.
And
That's the thing.
You should have a team that you work with.
Exactly.
You know, the moment you start demonstrating that you are on top of issues, they will start, they will be
They
careful.
sit up, yeah.
They will not.
They sit up. They don't just, yeah. They sit up.
So it's who you trust.
It's not necessarily who you see. You build relationships. Okay, in this line of work, there are two things I always say when you are building business: structures, team. Okay, in this case, mostly you have to build your team, and it doesn't come easy. It's over a period.
Yeah. And the team, if you
It's over a
there
period.
should be more than one team.
It should be more than one.
So that one capital fails,
Yes.
you have about 2, 3.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll talk about all those things. It's serious. You don't just have need one team. You don't need just one capital. You need to have 2, 3 carpenters on standby,
No, they disappoint a lot.
especially masons.
When you need them very urgent.
Me, mami yare or grab a kwaba. You don't hear from them for 2 weeks. Meanwhile, you have timelines you are working with.
Then this is your whole thing on it.
Yeah. So no, but it's in the budget planning and budget this thing. So right. So you need to be careful with that, right? And so you see allocate funds and fee for design fees. If you see, I've stated it, allocate funds for design fees, material labor, and all those things. It's very important. Okay, people will take advantage of it. Now, project timelines is very important. Every project, the client has an idea when it should be done in mind. Okay, maybe there's a time they want to move in, among others. So find out from them. Sometimes they will be telling you, oh, I want this in 2 months. See, if you know it can't be done in 2 months, you need to inform them. If it's not going to be possible, right? Rather than you disappoint them. I always like to give you a longer time. If I finish, I know I'll be able to finish it earlier. It will impress you rather than agreeing to your short time and I'm unable to complete it, right? So project timelines, client agreements. That's another thing we don't do. Okay. The timeline. Okay.
If all the money, if the client is ready to provide all the money she needs, can you still work within the
Yes. Yes. If the money is available.
Yes. So
you see, if the money is available, it can push to finances. If the time they have the money, it can push the work faster. For instance, if you know that, you see, sometimes, for instance, in the construction, you know that the mason, right? It's maybe mason and then he has one laborer or one worker with him. If you know that he should be able to have about 2 or 3 to push the work faster. You should be able to cater for that. So yeah, money has a role to play. Exactly. We have to wait. Yeah. Yeah. So even in timelines, you need to allocate your time properly. You are allocating the time, so you know, okay, can we be doing ceiling at the same time painters are painting, if it's possible? Exactly, like you are saying, you can do concurrently. So you need to plan for all that. Client agreement is something we don't do at all. Always have an agreement. Always have an agreement with a client. So yes. So say again. Yes. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something elaborate. You see, because you have been doing the thing over a period, right? You should be able to develop some simple form or something that the client can feel, giving you certain details, agreeing. You see, because you have agreed on certain things. So, okay, I want A, B, C, D done. Okay, you should be able to put it in writing. Okay, that okay, you've said we should design a 3-bedroom house for you. We should do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. Okay, and these are the timelines, and this is the budget. You should be able to state it in an agreement form. Yes. You see, most of our problems as businessmen stems from the agreements that we don't have. No contract, nothing on paper. Right? You should always have something on paper. Then there's another aspect to it. And this one is my lawyer who taught me. He said, even if you are not doing an agreement, or even if you've done an agreement, majority of your communication should be something that you can track. So you go to site, you and the client speak, you want ABCD. When you get back to your office or you get back home or your shop or wherever, send them a message. So you want us to do this at this place like this. Let them respond to it. A simple okay through WhatsApp, email or something. So that tomorrow when you use green and they say, oh, I didn't say I wanted green, because can become blue. You can just sweep out the WhatsApp, email, or whatever, and then you refer to it. It safeguards you. Because this industry is such that if you are not careful, the built industry in general, if you are not careful, you do something client to tell you, me, it's not what I said. So always have either an agreement or even an agreement plus a communication medium you can track. So email, text messages, WhatsApp.
On the construction side, we have something called instruction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything that the client tells you,
yeah,
it must be written.
It must be documented. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, super book easily.
Yeah.
So you always have some form of documentation. Every instruction must be something you follow. So if it's a WhatsApp, they are giving you some instruction and it was on phone, kindly WhatsApp it to me. Something we can always refer to. And you see, if you send it to me by WhatsApp and you delete it from your end, it's not deleted from my end.
Now we have
Delete for both of us anyway. So you can screenshot it or something and save it. But email is actually the best if they can do email, but not everybody likes email. So WhatsApp becomes the easiest to do. Is that okay? Yeah, messages to anyway, yeah. So then you need to do your site analysis. What do we mean by site analysis? Go to the site and plan out how the work is going to be done. Have a plan. So you go, okay, this site, when we come here, the road has not been done. So on the day that maybe they are bringing the how do you call furniture and things and it's heavy, when the truck comes, where is the truck going to park? How are we going to get it upstairs? So now the people are there, you are now thinking, oh, say, what are we going to do? The soil today it has rained. You should be able to go on site and have a site plan, like analysis. When a big truck comes, where are they going to turn? How are they going to park? What can we do? What can we place over this side? How are we going to get these items upstairs? What must be done before what? Do you get it? You must have a comprehensive plan. Do you get it? So you should be able to. Exactly. So you must go to the site. Yeah. Okay. It's spiral or narrow. Okay.
So when new tenants are coming in, they use scaffold.
Okay.
They mount scaffold to the top about first, second floor before they are able to send their
Charlie, before you are coming to live in a place, now you have to go and rent scaffold. So they do and goes through a window or the balcony. Charlie. Or get a scaffold to do that. Yeah. So you really have to go and do a site analysis, because especially these new sites, sometimes roads have not been done, construction is still going on, the type of soil that is there. Now you bring items there and you are stuck. Or even you are doing analysis, you need to know, okay, so if I bring this thing on this day or at this particular time, there may be some work that is going that may even make the thing dirty. Exactly. So what kind of time can we do this? So you have to do a full site analysis. Go there, have a plan. For this thing, when we bring it, this is where we pass. This one, this is how we have to go about it. This one, we have to rent scaffold. This one, we have to do this. You need to have do a full analysis and jot some few points down so that you don't get caught off guard. Okay, when you do these things, it make you very professional. Is that okay? Then concept development. This is where you now need to be able to create ideas for the project. Okay. No, 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 it's not correct time. There, it's now 10:09. Yeah. I don't know, my laptop, when I change the time, it changes back on its own to the time it likes, so I've left it. The next one is concept development. So this is where you now create the idea, your design idea, right? So we are going to use these colors, this is the furniture we will use, this like how we plan this thing. You need to come up with a design, a concept, okay? Then your material and finish selection, okay? This will is it also plays into your concept development, okay? You need to research, okay? So like we said earlier, is the place dusty? What kind of curtains are we going to use? Okay, this person, our clients, they are very busy, they are mostly not in the house, so it means that we need to use things that are easy to maintain. It's not something that every day they have to do cleaning, you know. We use items that are easy to maintain for them, right? So you need to think about all this, the kind of material selection. Okay, yes, please go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say you question, like you said, you need to let them come out with their own ideas and then you also come with yours and then you work around.
Yeah.
But what if there's a situation whereby, like, so let's say this is a space for the one bedroom, like the art design, and they told you how they want it and what they want it. But maybe where they want to place things are actually not the right way to place things. So let's say he wants the bed to be here, but maybe on the normal, I don't know,
Based on
something
your
like
advice,
that,
you
or
want
the
it to be.
bed is not supposed to be at the window, you decide with you, let you go this side,
So
all
how you
those things.
position a bed,
Yes.
actually place the bed.
So yes, so now
Exactly.
let's say you know,
Yeah.
but they will be like, oh no, I want it to be facing the door. So when you encounter situations like this, it is not going to make your work difficult because if you tell me, oh, this is how I want my room to be, red and white, blah 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 blah,
So
this and then I'm like, okay, fine, I do all the design, I place the bed where it's supposed to be placed on the normal and everything, and then they go like, oh, no, I want the bed on the right.
So-
if I can come in
Okay.
before Mr. Man
Yeah.
comes, you are the professional. They will maybe go by their feelings or whatever. By the end of the day, your job is at stake. When you are done and gone, they will mention your name. Design has been a very idea about, you know.
Brand.
That's just one aspect of it.
Your brand.
Yes.
Do you get it?
So,
So you build the
what
brand.
you can do, what you can do is that
You see, this you can't force them. You see, this is what you do. You give your ideas exactly, and they'll be, trust me, people are reasonable. Okay, people are reasonable. Okay, so they want this, they want that. If you have facts to use to back what you are telling them and educate them properly, they may see the reason in what you are doing. So sometimes, and that's where the artistic impression too comes very handy. There was a time we were doing a project for a restaurant in the Accra Mall, right? And then the guy said, I want something very vintage. So based on the vintage, he wants all the lighting to be warm lights. When we say warm light, it means it's not bright.
Amber, like
Exactly, amber. He wants those kind of things. And I said, okay, the space you have is very small. It's the same space that your staff are working, they are cooking and all that. And so it is not too different from where people sit because the inside there, where it's just a few places for people to sit. Majority of it is outside. So I said, okay, if we do this kind of ambience, this warm ambience that you want, right, it's going to affect your workers. One, your colors already that you want to use are dark. He uses yellow and black, but majority of this thing is black. He kept insisting, I want a vintage. I said, okay, fine. So what I did was that I did a design with what he was looking for. with the artistic impression. Then I did a design with what I was advising, and I sent both to him. And then, wow, this thing is nice. This is nice. Now I understand what you are talking about. Case closed. He was not going to pay extra for the 2 designs I've done. You get the idea. He was going to pay. He's just paying for me to do just one. But I took the pains to just do his design the way he wants it. He saw how dark the place would look, and I did what I was asking that we do. And when he saw the 2, he saw the vast difference, and we went to what I was advising. So sometimes you can use that strategy. Otherwise, sometimes when they are insisting so much, and you think this one is very wrong, it will affect your brand, walk away if you can. Yes, away from the project, because trust me, like Joseph was saying, Obiba, oh, when they is Ejuma Funwe, who did it? They will mention your brand. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So that's the highlight. So if you he wants to do a Microsoft Office for you. Okay. You get it. So it's very important for you, right? To know you should, one, if you educate them, most of them people are reasonable. Sometimes too, you may come into it may not necessarily be so much what you want to do, but you can find a solution in between. Do you get it? Okay, I want my head to face here. My, like we are saying, the leg shouldn't face the door. You say I insist. I want. Then you come up with a solution. Okay, so instead of your leg facing here, can we switch it this way so that your leg faces here instead of the opposite direction? Can we do it? Come up with another idea for them. If it's okay for them. Yes, please go ahead. Speak up, okay?
Is my question. Why is it so that
Face the door, okay.
I don't know, but I know there are
It's security reasons.
Yes, security reasons. Sometimes they say it depends on what you do. Your energy flows in the room. Your home should be your peace, your comfort space, like your room. So now energies can be in the room at the same time. So maybe if somebody comes into your room, you don't know the energy they are bringing in your room. So spirituality sake, security sake, physically and spiritually. That's why some things are not supposed to be the way they are. Like your leg facing this, your head facing the window, you're this doing this. Even in your bathroom, they say the mirror shouldn't face this way. Blah blah blah. Blah. You get it? Maybe from 12 going, there shouldn't be light in your washroom if there is a mirror. All for security reasons, both spiritually and physically. So you have to also, I think you have to also have a knowledge on that also to help your clients.
I think we have to accept that as human beings, we are both spirit beings and physical beings. So
you see, when we get to another aspect of the course, right, you are going to see one of the factors you consider, and that is cultural and regional beliefs. Do you get it? So if I'm designing for somebody who comes from a certain place, right, they may have their beliefs, and based on their beliefs, they may want certain things that it may go against your designing, but those are their beliefs, so you may have to do it. Do you get it? There are certain places too. For example, in certain places, the color black is associated with certain things. You may want to use a black in a design, but they insist no. Do you get it? So for that region, that is what they believe. So you realize that anytime you are doing a design in that particular area, you may have to be skeptical about certain things. Do you get it? There's this guy who does this goat farming, right? He comes from Sunyani also, and he went to get this thing there, and he's grown his farm big. When he was going on, the chiefs came to tell him, say, "This place we don't keep goats here. Goats are a taboo." Yeah, Fred. he had to sell everything. Yeah, his business collapsed. He has to start from scratch elsewhere. Do you get it? That was simply because he didn't do his own research. As long as his business was small, nobody bothered. But when the business grew and the chief just came to me and said, "You can't be here." Do you get it?
So that means sometimes you have to also question your client.
You need to. This is where. So I'll show you a question. This is where all those things you can't just ignore the client's preference, the things the client says. You can't ignore it. And so I'm coming up with something for you.
If it's going against your ethics as a professional,
Yeah. So if it's going against your ethics and you can't compromise. Yeah.
It is not in line with.
As long as you can't compromise, walk away from it. They can always look for somebody else who can do that for them. Because your brand, yeah, you have to. Say who feel it say also it's your ethics, you can't move away from it. And they are insisting. This is also my belief. There's a standoff. There's nothing you can do about it than walk away. Do you get it? Yeah. Yeah.
There should be a reflection of sun from the east coming directly to the moon.
So something like this, you as a designer, you have to work around it.
So we removed all the curtains.
So what can we do to allow that amount of sunlight into the room and still be able to have our lighting the way we want it and all? You need to be able to design around it.
Let's plant all over the room. Plant all over. Even gym mats, let's plant in front of it. She has bleeding.
So you just need to. There are a lot of things you consider. Is that okay? All right. So material selection, now construction documentation. Now, interior design doesn't involve construction, right? I always say your work is more aesthetic. It's not structural. The moment a client is asking you to do something structural, if you don't have a background in construction, please get a professional. Don't go and say, oh, maybe interior design, or say, oh, okay, so let's break this wall and join this room to the next room, or let's cut this wall and have a door that connects to this to the next. It's part, they are giving it to you as part of your interior design work. Please, if you have no background, don't just go and do it. Even if you have a background in construction, if I do construction, you won't just come and tell me that I should go and cut a wall, a door in the wall, and I'll go and do it. No, I'll get a structural engineer, find out, and what kind would this compromise the building if we do this. Number two, you need to do an MEP analysis to find out, does any plumbing go through this wall? Does any electrical cables or anything go through? So that the moment we begin to cut, we cut something. You create a problem. That is not your forte. So it's that one, and all those plans are there for you. Exactly. Yeah. All the MEP, this thing has been done, is there for you to be able to check. Do you get me? But for our private residents, those things are not available. So you don't know. So you need to be able to verify. Do you get me? So when the moment structure begins to be involved and it comes to maybe renovation and all those things, you need to break certain parts of. Please seek professional advice. Seek professional advice. Okay. So for somebody who is into construction, like Joseph, like myself, we are into that field already. We know how to be able to do. But so if you are not in that field, what you do is that get somebody who is in that field. So you can call Joseph, okay, I have this project, they say renovation. So you can subcontract that renovation aspect to that person. Exactly. You add it. Exactly. For all that. So that person does that thing for you. And then once they do all that, then you do your design. Do you get it? So so this is actually documentation, but I needed to chip in that before I talk about documenting it. Because in certain local assemblies, for you to do that renovation, for you to do that expansion order, you need to get a permit. So if there's something structural you need to do and you need to get a permit, do your documentation. And yes, how if you are lucky and they don't come after you, fine. If they see you too and they decide to worry you, do worry.
But is it normal for them to actually do something structural, like a client to do something?
Like I said earlier, this we've spoken about it. Client will always take advantage of you. Yeah. Exactly. There's no door on this wall, but we are saying let's move this door from here and put the door here. So we are closing this one, we are putting the door here. You are doing retrofitting to the building. Yeah. There are things you need to exactly. It's not just that. If you go and follow these masons, they'll just tell okay, you got high we are cutter, you be cutting. There's money. There are small money they are looking for, so they'll just okay. Exactly. So you need to seek professional advice. Let them advise you. Okay, before we do the door, we need to put a lintel. We need to do this. If we even cut the door here, would it compromise the building? Do you get that? So there are things you need. So the moment it involves structure, get exactly to hold the lintel before you even do that. No, this is not construction. You see, I'm trying to explain is this. As for the client, they know you're an interior designer, but they don't know these details. So maybe you don't do what they're asking you to do is venturing into construction. So you are going to do interior design, and they say, "Oh, let's cut a door here, let's expand this one here." Do you get me? They with their layman are asking you to do that. So it is up to you as an interior to know that this is not my field. They are adding something to me where there's no washroom. Exactly. So you should be able to know that this is actually not my field. They are asking me to do, but I want to take on the project. So let me subcontract this thing that is venturing into construction to a construction expert. Let them do it, and then I do my decoration or designing. That is what I'm saying, making sense. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And decoration.
I followed a lot of interior and designers online, and like she kept asking, then this job is more than she based like the 10 times.
She said that it's more than what she thought.
But I just want to let you know that it is, yeah.
It's very comprehensive. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I wanted to start this course, I have a friend she's a lady.
Architect.
Yes.
She okay.
She does the drawing, like quite information, and she puts that. So I was asking her opinions on like taking on like interior design course, and she's like, Jimmy, no, it's when you say interior design, it's not just how to color them and put the chips.
That is deco.
But it's not, if you're not careful, it's more like you are even the contractor.
Yeah.
Because you have to go and measure the room, how to. And I'm seeing videos and things, and I'm seeing that actually interior designers wear helmets and reflectors.
Yes.
And they look like contractors. I'm like,
most fittings you need to design it.
It's a lot.
That's why they
Trust me, it's a lot.
so then you have to design how the wall should look like.
How the wall.
Should look like.
Yeah. If so, if you are doing a TV unit, you should have some ideas. You can do different things on here. You can bring somebody to come and do what we call coping and all some to create some design. So yeah, so you need to learn sketching, and then you'll be able to use the tool to draw.
But if I don't know anything about drawing or sketching.
Don't worry, we'll do some small sketching. We'll do some small sketching.
You have to express yourself.
I am the worst in sketching, but because of the industry, I have to learn.
contractors to come and work, we should be able to
Show them something.
Most
On
like,
paper or with I can be like, okay,
So you see,
sometimes we talk and talk, but they won't really get it.
exactly. So you show them something.
so my concept
In-
is always like copy. That's why we have copyright laws. So it's allowed to copy. But then when you copy, you moderate it to fit the
What you are
idea that
doing.
you have.
But you see, in today's day and age, Grandpa, we are very lucky. You will not be doing a lot of sketching. If you go online, everything you're looking for, you find it there. Somebody has done it already. That new, that's what I'm saying. That new design that you feel is not there. You see, somebody has done it. So what you can even do, sometimes it's even the idea is even in two different pictures. So you show them, okay, I want the aspect of this one, and I want this aspect of this one, put them together. So you don't even have to sketch. So they take the two ideas and they know what to do. When you go online, there's plenty. Right now, you need to switch what you use social media for. In social media, there's something called algorithm. What you are interested in, that is what they show to you, right? So my news feed on social media right now is always engineering, construction, interior design, landscaping. Those are the sort of things that can, because they realize when I go there, that is what I'm looking for. Yeah. So those are the only things they'll show you. So you see that alone is education. You'll be shocked by its education. Instead of watching those funny comedies, it's education, because what you are doing is that you are getting yourself abreast with current trends. Somebody is all the way in Kolkata, Brazil, somewhere. They are doing some nice designs. You are getting ideas. Okay, wow, this one. So what is done that is equipping you. The day you get a project that needs something similar, oh, I've seen this thing, something like that, I can replicate something like that for you. So what you are doing is it's not you alone. Always my phone is full of those kind of pictures. Exactly. So you just save it on your distance. The day you need it, you go through, you find something appropriate. Do you get it? Once it's your field, that's what it should be. Your every tool around you should begin to be. And then now that you are in the field, what will happen is that you see that it will change the way. When you are going everywhere, you begin to observe certain things. You go to walk into a restaurant, you observe, oh, I like this. You take a picture of it. It's on your phone. One day you will need a similar sort of design. You just look on your phone, you find it, you replicate it. Yeah, some people don't allow you to take pictures. Oh, but me, I still myself, and I'll do like I'm taking selfie with Charlie. It's not myself. I'm taking a picture of what is behind. Okay. Send, okay. Okay.
If you enter where patients sit to wait for their
Beautiful. So yeah.
But
so you take the idea.
The coloring is my issue.
And so don't focus on the coloring. Focus on what is beautiful for you.
No, I'm trying to say I was able. Yeah,
okay.
I was able to notice that this design is good and everything, but the color matching here, and the floor is not giving. It's
off. Yeah.
But then I'm connecting. So I think if you find interesting things interior design, start noticing.
Yeah, that's what we call the trained eye. There are things doctors will see, you as a layman you will not see. There are things carpenters will see, you will not see.
When I walk around and I see buildings coming up,
you begin to question some of them. That is it. It's because you have the trained eye. Oh, this person, a deeper way, they should have done this before doing this.
It's an old building, but they couldn't complete it.
Yeah.
And they did the formwork, but it has come up. About the centers, the range centers, I was like, wow.
They've done it a long time ago.
Yes. So, but they didn't cast the concrete.
Okay.
So the ring master.
I show it, okay.
Range centers, about 40 centers.
But is it somebody who just walk past? But because you have the trained eye, you see all these things. Do you get it? And these are red flags. Actually, if that building were to be continued, Charlie. But something like that, no, Charlie, before you even go and buy it, you need to assess. You need to bring somebody with the trainer so they'll notice all these things. All this we have to redo it. Do you get it? So it's a lot of. And another thing when it comes to these things too, when you are going to touch a work that somebody has done already, be strategic, right? They've given the work to somebody, the person on per chip side. You'll find people like that. So they've done something and the thing is bad. Before you touch it, be careful. If the budget is not right, because sometimes what they've done there, if you go and touch, you will not see the deep-seated problems, right? You go and touch it, you have done the budget, 20,000 will be able to solve these problems. You start it before you realize, this thing, there are issues behind that I couldn't see earlier, right? So even the 20,000 is not going to be more. You are going to need more, even twice that, to solve that problem. So when you are touching something that somebody has done already, be careful, right? Okay. So that's on documentation. Then contractors and suppliers, right? I think we've mentioned that already. Build a team. And like Joseph mentioned, don't have just one. Over period, have 2 carpenters, 2 masons, 2 painters. They can disappoint. Those people, they are always busy. They have taken your job, they want to take somebody else's job somewhere, they are giving them pressure. When they should be doing yours, they go and do take 2 days off to go and do the person's own before they rush back. Meanwhile, you are working with deadlines, right? So
The annoying thing is that they won't tell you the truth.
no, they will never tell you. Oh, maybe. Oh, I can't come and do. Or he's working somewhere. Especially the masons, those guys actually. Then project management software. This is if you need it. Your exercise book, your laptop is fine. So something like a Microsoft Projects is good if you know how to use it. It helps to organize your whole project management situation, timelines, budget. It helps you with it if you know it. Right? But if you don't know it, you can use your normal Excel, your pen on your paper. It's fine. Then regular communication. Please always give your clients feedback. Don't keep them hanging. Don't wait and do the thing before now you are going to tell them. Seek their approval first, right? Okay, so we are about to do the painting, we have gotten to this stage, this is how it will look like, we've started. Show them some pictures. Don't wait, what painting, so now you've moved on, you've done the lecture, no, I don't like this. Do you get it? It will affect other things that you have moved on to do. So the moment you finish this one, let them know, let them see it. If they can come on site, fine. If they can't, take pictures, let them see it. Okay. Quality control. Quality control. You see, it's not every work that may be done on site. For instance, a carpenter is doing cabinets in his shop before they'll bring it. Don't just go give them the job, give them the money, and then go to sleep. No. Every 2 days, go to their shop. They say they'll finish in a month, they'll finish in 2 weeks. Every 2 days, go to their shop. Find out whether the work is being done. They'll leave it, they'll be doing somebody else's work. Find out even the work is being done, cross-check. Is it what you've asked them to do that they are doing? Is it the wood you guys agreed on that they are using? Do you get it? You've all agreed, say maybe use laminate board, then he's using MDF. The moment he finishes and polishes it and brings it to time, if you are not careful, you don't see the difference. Do you get it? So visit their shop, do quality control. Don't just assume that the materials, yeah. Do quality control. You see, it's your brand. They are working for you. The client is never going to hold them responsible. Say electrician no. If they are, be there if you have to. When they are doing installation, be there if you have to. If you are not even there, this is how I handle my artisans. If I'm not there and you do the work, you will not receive payment until me and you go to site. And we go through what you have done, and I have cross-checked and there are no mistakes before I give your money to you. Quality control is very important, right? I know because it's project management, so you assume that oh, Tyler may see on sites or Bekwakoye, no. No. If they, and even artisans, if they realize that oh, this person, the level of their cross-checking test is not that much, they'll do it free work for you. Those borders out there, when they realize that you know what you are doing and you monitor, they do quality work for you.
Let's say, example, you mentioned
Yeah.
you know the space in the building.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's designed, maybe you're supposed to come and fit that space. All that you have to be checking at the shop.
Yeah, you have to.
So that
You don't want a situation and they'll bring it and it's not fitting. Exactly. Yeah. You need to cross-check. Handles, everything. It's a lot of work. Oh yeah, it's a lot of work. People think it's yeah. CM, yeah. It's a lot of work. So you can't just go to sleep. It's a lot of work. That's why you need to charge. And that's why you need to be confident when you are charging. Let them know you know what you are doing. Some of them, when water touches it over a period, you see that it begins to expand. Do you get it? I'll bring some of the wood things for us to look at. Some of them, you see that when they use it, you put it in water 2 days, it will begin to expand. Within a month, the client will call you, oh, the cabinet you did for me, Charlie, the door. Yeah. Marble top. Exactly, and the budget of the client as well, because yeah, and the budget of the client also is that. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. Exactly. That's how come I'm taking my time to take you through this project management process. So you know that a lot of it is project management, right? You just need to be able to organize. Know this, know that, be on top of issues. If it were you doing everything, fine, and but definitely you are not electrician, you are not painter, you are not all these people. So you should be able to monitor them, get the work done. So you have your own system in place, right? Have your own system. Some people will choose to try video, send me cabinet, where you got into, send me some pictures, send me some videos. Somebody too will choose, I will go there myself, let me see what is happening. Do you get it?
So can you do like 2 or 3 projects at the same time?
Yeah, you can. You see, the thing with us mostly is that when our businesses are growing, when we fail to employ people. You see, you want all the money to come to you. Have a project guy, right? At first, the person may not even necessarily be too trained. Some, especially those of them who have just come out of school, right? They've just done national. They don't need so much money. They want to learn. So if you have a project, you may not even be permanent. You have taken a person. It's as when you have a project, right? So maybe you have 2 projects going. Bring them on board. Maybe the person understands construction. Maybe I'll call your friends say construction management and I say BB war tech and build tech and I say B. So you've taken them on. It's not everything they know, right? They know practical. So you give them training on the job. So by the time you go to 1 or 2 sites with them, you are doing 1 or 2 projects, they become good. If you treat them well, some of them will stay with you. Do you get it? So that way you see that you can now have about 5 projects. Because you have people you have trained, you are able to handle all. So if you want to really grow the business and let it outgrow you, that's the problem most of us small business people have. We are unable to bring people on board, train them, and let them take up. Some of them too, they come, you train them and they leave. Yeah. Or they just come to steal from you. Yeah. Your trade secrets, yeah. Yeah. So what you do is that document. Then this is where documentation again comes in. Bond them. Yeah. Oh, if you bond them at one, it's a way of safeguarding yourself. So it's not about our courts. When you take them on, yeah. When you take them on, you get them. If you bonded them that I'm training you for this pro, you are supposed to stay with my business for 5 years. For the next 5 years, they can't leave. Do you understand? Or I'm training you. All these things in our business that you may be learning, you can't take it out. If you are caught, we will sue you legally. Let a lawyer draft that thing properly. You can't take it out.
You don't even let them know. Just that withhold certain vital
Information from them. There's no need for you to show them everything.
Once you let them know, they will know that hey, this is
Yeah.
Now there's another thing. I once worked with
The Simon, yeah. Yeah, the Simon is very huge, yeah.
So they have a way of keeping workers. And everybody knows, every weekend the Simon knows that. The moment you become an employee, whether a casual or whatever permanent, after 3 months, you are entitled to, let's say, a payoff. You understand? Once you last 3 months.
It's 3 months.
The longer you stay in the company, they have a formula they use to calculate the payoff. So somebody who has done 1 year with the Simone,
their payoff will be larger.
The same as somebody who has done 10 years. You understand?
So the more you stay, the more your payoff is more.
So it's a way of
getting staff to stay.
You think about it. Anytime you are living, you think that actually after 5 years, I can't just live like that.
But because if I'm able to hit this thing, you'll go up.
Everybody in the Simone knows that. There's a formula they use to calculate that. It's even before you live 10 years or 5 years. You have a fair idea of how much you should get.
So it's like a certain so it's like particular this day, if you are on 1 year now, you know that by the time if you live before 5 years, you not get it. So you should be able to
Every year, no, you get. But
okay.
If you are living, if you are not entitled until they are laying you off.
That's when they you get.
We are not ready to pay that one now. If you are living, they will give.
So it's when they are laying you off,
Yes,
then you have that payoff.
It's when they are laying you off that they will give you that money.
So you are always thinking about it, so you stay.
It is like, Charlie, I've done 5 years. I can't just do like that. And
That's asking in our income.
Those are some responsible.
Yeah, strategies.
And
Yeah.
when you do long years, you have to be very careful. The least mistake you do, there's something called fucking sack. That they will sack you without any. Construction
I
is
think our legal system doesn't really favor businesses because you can see somebody.
No, it's because you that's what you think.
No,
They say, you get into a situation, let somebody take you off legally, and that's where you know that the laws in Ghana work. I'm telling you get a lawyer or let somebody something that is on paper, and that's where you know that the laws work and the courts work in Ghana. You'll be shocked. It works.
Making sure that I'm like, this thing is serious like that.
It works.
So in the private sector,
because it's working because of the company.
so in construction is mostly private sector. If you are doing
Yeah.
and these private people, most of the time they don't give up on the
Yes, there's a reason. It's because of these things.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's because so do not give you appointment letter, and you see people too don't know.
Because that will empower the
Yeah.
to take you on.
Do you get me? Yeah. So
I'm talking about these labor, these capitalists. There was one capital who was meeting that I was working with and he did something. Oh, I told him, I nearly served him.
a court this thing.
Court notice. And then because he knows my background, he knew that I can easily do that. You see, but
That's the thing. So the thing is that we don't pursue.
It's a big company that
No, that's why. So yeah, we don't pursue it. We don't pursue it, but it works.
Goes into this I tell them that bring, let's use them, we get some money. And those who want it, they won't even bring.
It works.
But
It
these
works.
small people that, if you steal them, I mean, online or ownership, you can maybe use it as a threat and all those things.
You see, the documentation thing, it is not. It's a gatekeeper. Let me put it that way. When I say gatekeeper, you see, the fact that they know assigning BB, it puts some fear in you. Do you get me? It makes you, hey, Charlie, if I were a professional, I begin to see you in a certain light. All of a sudden.
Yes, it's not invoice.
Exactly.
With your address
And everything. They begin immediately, but they put a certain distance on the relay. Do you get me?
Even the transaction not paid through my bank.
Exactly.
You know,
So your wankasa only here, no, it's like a gatekeeper.
You are registered, you have a bank account.
So people will take you serious. Do you get me? So in how sometimes it's not necessarily just to go necessarily to the courts. It is you are just cushioning yourself. It's like a shock absorber. Say I'm protecting myself just in case. Do you get it? Then budget tracking. Don't just spend. Please. Sometimes when the money hits your account, you begin to spend. Oh, you have to wait for the no, it's not like you are spending on yourself, you are spending for the job. We are buying, but be tracking because everything you have allocated funds to. Be sure we said, okay, we are using this on fixtures. Is that how much we are using on it? If we have gone over, then it means that something somewhere in the budget has to make reduce to make up. So track. If we say we are using this for furniture, have we spent that much or we've overspent? If we say we are using this for painting, have we overspent? If we say we are using this for landscape, have we? So be sure that you are tracking everything, not just spending. Then you overspend. Before you know it, Charlie, you've eaten into your fees, which is your profit, right? Because the client, they don't family also now. So now the whole fees now who they have, and they challenge. Someone agree on BBI, you are working for them. You've done budget, they've given you the money.
So I think it was
Yes. So you need to be able to follow, track everything. Yeah.
So at the budget stage, you need to take things and prepare detailed budget.
Yes, a detailed budget.
Transports,
Yeah. We'll do that on the last day.
businesses,
We'll do the budgeting
example,
on the last day.
construction, offloading of cement, some of the materials, it comes with cost.
Yes. You need to capture all those things. Yes. Before you summarize it for the client, you need to have your detailed exactly. In fact, apart from the budget you do for the client, but also you need to have something for yourself. So some kind of budget, some calculation that the way you do this, but you should have something created. So you don't just spend haphazardly, right? So you need to track that. Then furniture and decor installation. This is when the actual work is being done. Okay, things are going to be installed. You need to coordinate the process, right? Then your final walkthrough. This is another thing we don't do. Okay, when you are done with the project, take the clients to the site. Don't let them go on a day you are not there. The two of you agree, oh, Sunday in on site, go through everything. Let them watch the ceiling, let them watch the lighting, the color, the design you have done. Let them see everything. Okay, is everything in order? Yes. If they've observed a mistake, something that you can correct, you correct it for them. If it's not something you can correct, you have some kind of agreement with them, right? This is very important because once they are done, then you can go to the next step, which is documentation and closing, which we also don't do, just like the agreement. When you are done with the work, let there be a final documentation. So let the client sign something. We embark to do a 3-bedroom for you. It's been done. You've done your final inspection on so and so date. You found everything as you want it to be. You are signing that you've received, handing over everything is in order. they sign it, they give it to you. If there's warranty you want to give them, that's up to you. So that in 3 months' time, they don't come to you and tell you that at the end of the year, no. There's a document that says that you've inspected everything, it is as it should be, I've handed over to you. If you are asking me to come and do something, I can charge you for it again. You are covered legally. Do you get it? It's very important. All right. Then this one that I added here is basically for your business growth. Post-project evaluation. Every project you do an evaluation. Did we miss our timelines? What didn't go well? What did the client complain about? What happened? What were we able to do well? It's just to improve you. So next project you do, you won't repeat those same mistakes. Every mistake you made, you correct it. Right? So you always do a post-project evaluation. If you have a team, do it with them. Right? If you don't have a team, you can sit down yourself. What went wrong? Where? What caused the delay? What did happen? Just have an analysis of all that, so that project to project, you realize that you are always improving, you are becoming better. Is that okay? All right. So let's go back to our slide. So the client brief, the process is here. So that dovetails into this slide. As I come and went there. So the first thing you need to do is have your client brief, which we have mentioned severally, right? You can't just design based on what you think or your ideas. You have to marry your concept with the preference of the client. The two must work together. So you need to have a client brief. Okay, now to do the client brief, you need to ask the client certain questions. What makes you feel at home? Some samples, if they have. Some of them would actually go to Pinterest and they've downloaded some pictures. Some actually have taken pictures of something they've seen somewhere, right? Let them give all of that to you. You can incorporate it into your design. Okay, if they have any preferred colors, you need to look into all that. So I prepared this questionnaire. It doesn't mean that these are the exact questions you should go and ask. I'm just using this to give you an idea of the kind of questions you should be looking at. So you would create your own questions out of this. This is giving you parameters, right? I'll send all this to you, right? So based on this, you know the kind of questioning to ask them to get the information you want out of them, because most of them, they don't even know really that this is what they are preparing, but it's your questioning that will draw it out of them. So the first thing is your client brief. That is your first meeting. You've not met the client before, maybe they've seen your advert somewhere, somebody recommended them, you're meeting them now. What should we ask them? And the client brief also, trust me, is not limited to the first meeting. In the course of the coming days, in the course of the project, you may still be asking them some questions to get some more information. Are we okay? All right. So this is where you establish the first part is where you establish a general information. So the client's name, their contact address, the project address, where the project is located. Most times where the project is different from where they are contacted, like where they live, right? So you need to get where the project is. So let them, from the first day, you need to establish where is it. Oh, it's at Ebri. Then you know that challenge. And have more idea, right, that there's something in Ebri. Begin to prepare yourself towards that. Okay. It also comes into the charging and all that, right? You know where the project is. Preferred method of communication. This one, based on my experience, that's how I put this one there. Not everybody likes to communicate by the means you want or the means you like to communicate by. Some people like emails. Some people like messages. Some people like WhatsApp. Some people like voice notes. So you need to establish that from the onset, and that is what the means of. Yeah. There are people, everybody. I dealt with this professor. Yeah, I dealt with this professor. He said, he told me from the onset, the moment I asked him, what's your preferred method? He said, don't call me As for WhatsApp, it's not even on the WhatsApp. He said, don't call. Just send me a text message of what you need. When he's free, he will call you back. Because when you call him, he won't pick. So you send him a message, then he will call you back. That's his preferred method of communication. Some people to emails. My lawyer, and I say you call him, you talk on phone. When you finish, you send me a mail. So you send him a mail, and then he'll respond to the mail. Do you get it? And he has a reason for doing that. I'm not sure, Mr. Adam. Say everything must have a trail. Even if I have a discussion with you, there must be a trail of our discussion, because verbally, if you are not recording each other, what if you said I said so? If you said no, by email, say again. Recording to you can't send it to court, because if you record me without my consent, you can't adduce it in court as evidence. You can't produce it as evidence. It must be with my consent. So you should tell me that you want to record the conversation and I agree to it. Then you can do that. That is if you want to do recording. Then the next thing is your project overview. Okay, that was what we said about that. It was how do you call it? The defining your scope. Okay, so you need to. So this one is a questionnaire. These are like I'm giving general ideas of questions. So you're asking the client, what is the project about? Okay, so the project is in a brief. It's my dream home that I built on the hills, right? It's a 6-bedroom house. I want you to design all the 6 bedrooms plus the living room and the kitchen. In fact, I even want you to design the garage for us. Then so you are establishing the scope. They are giving you an overview of what they are looking for, right? So now you know that it's a residential property. It's a dream house. People's dream houses, they want to invest a lot into it. They want it to be as comfortable as possible. So all these things is giving you an idea, right? Okay, it's a 3-bedroom house that I already built about 12 years ago. We are living in it, but I want to redesign it, give new life to it. So in this case, you know, like it's an old place. You just want to make it grow. So it's renovation among others. You get it? So they are defining the scope. It's a 6-bedroom house, but we are designing only the master bedroom and the guest room. So when you go and they are adding a 3rd room, they are changing the scope. Do you get it? There are a number of things you need to find out. Do you get it? There's this project that I'm doing for a client, the landscaping one that I'm talking about. So initially she said, oh, we will not do the pavement. She asked somebody who will do the pavement. We should just do our landscaping. Then she's together. Now when we started designing, no, she realized that there are a lot of things on one side of the M1 because it won't fit into our design. So now she came back, okay, we want you to add the garden lighting, we want you to do the pavement, we want to do all those things in addition. Do you get it? So now the scope has changed. Do you get it? So now your budget will also change. You need to establish all that. Okay, so with the overview, briefly describe the project to you. Let them describe it. Okay, that's where you get a lot of information. Then budget and timelines. So here, no, this is where you can ask them a question. Like, please, what's your budget for the project? So if they are able to tell you the budget for the project, it gives you an idea of what they are willing to do. So if the person says, oh, my budget for this project is 50,000, automatically you're not going to begin to buy furniture that the furniture alone is 45,000. Auto furniture 45,000, then I can. Do you get me? So their budget alone now begins to tell you, okay, what we can do and what we can't do. So you begin to prepare their mind that based on the budget you want to work within, we can do A, B, C, D for you. You can't be able to do this, you can't be able to do that, you can't be able to do that. Even before you even be going wasting your time on estimates. Right? Okay.
Are there instances where the budget, you know that straight away you know that they can't do it?
Yes. Yes. Somebody can give you a budget and then automatically you know that this person is serious. Oh, it's true. Because ultimately said nipa will person or how okay. Oh, it's true. You can tell clearly this person they just want to waste my time. They are really not ready. Or what's true, no? The kind of things they are talking about and the money they are mentioning, you know, this person they just want to waste my time. Such people, Ubon say, if they truly want to do it and they have the money, Ubon say, who start so on one, they will rather begin to give you pressure. Then you know that okay, this will actually why serious. So when you begin to lay down the budget and things for them, they'll look for the money and do it. You get it? I think the thing with time, as you are doing it, you now you begin to realize your own strategies that you used to sieve clients and see who is serious, who is not, and what to do when it's there. It's based on experience.
But you know, commercial spaces are different from
Residential, yeah.
So is there a way sometimes who are just working with commercial spaces?
Yes. So interior design, it is just like any other field. You don't have to do everything, right? You can choose to do everything, like the general interior design, but you can choose to be specific. I had a student who came in, she came to learn everything like we thought, but she said, I'm going to zero in on curtains. Another guy took in, I'm going to zero in on just lighting. He just wants to import interior lights and sell it. There are different interior lighting systems. Do you get it? So there are some people too. I know some lady. She's on the Spintex Road. She just does commercial spaces. If you bring her banking hall, shops, offices, commercial. If you bring her a residential space, she will look for another interior designer and direct you to the person. So, or no, so yes, she just decided that she's just going to zero in just institutions, commercial spaces, restaurant. So, so those people, she has zoned in on the particular target market. So she's known, or so she's advertised, and the people know her for that. So they seek her this thing for that. Do you get me? So you can choose a particular field. You see the way Anima is zeroing in on landscaping, plants, and those sort of things. It's a choice, it's a niche. And now she's choosing to what? Expand it. Flooring, yes. Some people do just flooring. Interior design is broad. It's broad. You can choose to do selling. Just import interior design stuff and sell. There are some people who do installations. There are people who do ceiling design. Also, wakusua ceiling. Interior design made more and ceiling. All types of ceiling, they'll do it for you right now. Do you get it? So you can choose a niche if you want. And if you choose the niche too, then you need to let people know you for it. Do you get it? There are some people, they are 3D artists. 3D artists, so they've learned how to use the tools like this. They don't do the actual work. You get a job, you don't know how to use any tool to do the artistic impression. You call them, give them the idea, they'll put it into the artistic impression for you. You put your logo on it, go and give it to a client, then their job ends and then they charge you. Do you get it? Some of them even have websites, they'll be doing design and be putting there. So you pay something, you go and pick a design from there and use for your clients. So people have different things. So you can choose to create a niche for yourself. Do you get me? Like this, the reason I entered interior design was because I realized when I build for people every time, now some of them will be asking me, who the interior designer be? And so I realized that my clients are looking for interior designers. If I learn the thing, I can add it to my portfolio. You get it? That's how I ended up.
So you do general.
Yes, general. I'm just like Josephine. I also learned Revit, but just that the drawing on me, I really don't take it serious. The Revit drawing of buildings, no. Yeah, but I do it. I've learned it. I do it. Yes, there are people who niche on furniture. If you go to Spintex right now, there are a lot of shops. They've just niched on furniture, kitchen cabinets, furniture, and all those things. They've just. That's how come now all these artisans, a lot of them are calling themselves interior designers. That's because you can create a niche in interior design for yourself. So a ceiling designer says, "Oh, I'm an interior designer." Or they don't have the understanding of the whole interior design concept, but just that because they've gone to learn how to do POP or see me interior designer, they've zeroed in on that aspect, and they've given them the name to themselves, interior designer. Do you get it? Carpenter says I'm interior designer because obey me, I nice decorative shells me. Atare baby. Do you get it? But you begin to question them on a lot of things right now, and they don't have any understanding of it. Upholstery, yes. Remodeling, furniture, and all those things. Yeah. It's the upholstery beds. Yeah, it's there. I've had a student who's come to do that camp here. Like he's into upholstery. He came to learn interior design to what? You've come across all kinds, bankers, architects. Yeah. So it is broad, but you can choose to zero in if you want. You can choose to zero in if you want. Yeah. All right. So I think we are on what? Yes. Yes.
So if you call yourself specialize in getting,
so you see, if you start doing this space right now, for instance, right, and you begin to design it, then you get to the curtain stage, right? Based on the type of curtain you want to do, you will call a curtain person. So it is that interior design, almost what zero into curtain, to what frame you will call the person, and that person will come and take care of that curtain aspect for you. They've charged. Baby. So, or no, interior designers know that, okay, I can contact this person, they are into curtains. No, not just supply. So they'll come and they can. No, they do installation, they supply it, they do a lot of things. Some of them even this blinds that you see, they actually do it.
So it is me creating the space, making sure it's fitted, and then putting all the ideas in, getting someone to bring my ideas into life. Like
some you can do yourself,
yes,
some you need to get
people who are expert,
So you are like the central person.
Okay, so then I am the designer.
You are the designer, that's the thing.
They help me bring my
design to life.
Like me, I also sell.
Yeah.
I'm not a student.
Okay.
I love school, but I can't sew.
Yeah.
So I design.
And then somebody else brings it to life. That is all.
Who brings all my ideas?
It's as simple as
that. So
that.
I stamp, I redesign, I can see some, I take this, I take.
Yeah.
But I bring my own design. We sit down with discuss like this. And then she shows them. And then I just.
That's exactly.
So
that's exactly it. It's the same thing. Architects, construction person. So the architect designs. They've designed the thing. It's now they will now bring the contractor in, and the contractor will now bring the civil engineer will now bring what the artisan. The architect has the blueprint, what he has thought and brought to life, and then he'll bring it to life. Do you get it? Yeah.
The architect is the head of the construction setup.
The setup, exactly.
They come up with the concept and
they'll guide all these people, civil engineer, structural engineer, contract.
So in this instance, can we say that the
interior designer is like the architect?
Is the head of
yeah, exactly. Contract all these people, bring my idea to life. That's exactly how it is.
It's a whole, it's like this lady that is she specialized in commercial facilities.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So she's the designer. If you have a bank and you want it to be designed to fit, you call her and she arranges all these things.
So she sells herself to these banks, offices. So they know who to call when they exactly.
And the real estate, the
Camping, yeah.
the Airbnb, people are also coming.
Yeah,
They do it to see.
exactly.
Is that-
So you can always.
Is there any certification in Ghana here for interior design? Some
No
kind of certification?
certification, no. So there's an association rather that has been started for interior designers. Yeah, I think interior designer IDDG, Interior Designers Ghana. Yeah, yeah. It's an association that if you belong to.
I think outside, from most, I watch a lot of Western documentaries. You see how they design, they really into the design.
It involves a
the
lot.
whole
Yeah.
they really are people.
Yes. Some people it's a setup. They will even employ interior designers and things like
Sometimes, let's say, these corporate institutions, when you approach and you present your portfolio or you are an interior designer, perhaps they want to have
certification,
that,
yeah, a
what
certification.
shows that they-
Yeah, so you show them the institution that you have learned. Yeah, so you get a certificate from here. So you show it to them and they know that yeah, you've truly learned.
And the one that there was one lady, she was asking me, I should say everything.
Okay, so yeah, that's your profile.
That one is a profile. We'll get there. You need to. It's called your portfolio or a profile. You need to have it. Yeah.
So that you can just,
You need to have it.
and so you
Okay. When I get there, I'll explain. I'll explain what I'll explain to you.
I know, right?
I'll explain to you what to do in such situations. So budget and timeline, right? Then lifestyle preferences. You need to establish that because we spoke about what functionality. Functionality means that it must be functional. It must fit the lifestyle of the individual. So I must know your preferences. I must know your lifestyle. So if you are designing for somebody, a couple, okay, a husband and wife, for a 2 bedroom, and then you are designing for a couple with 2 teenage sons, right? Another 2 bedroom house, but they have 2 teenage sons. The design will be different. Do you understand? Their lifestyles will be different. You are designing for somebody who likes partying, and then you are designing for somebody else who likes indoor lifestyle. There are two different personalities. You may be design the same type of space, but their designs will be different based on their preferences and their lifestyle. Okay, so you need to ask questions that will bring out the preference and the lifestyles of the individual. Then functional requirements. Okay, what is the space going to be used for? What activities will take place there? Are we going to do parties? Are we going to be watching television? Are we going to be holding conference? How many do we receive a lot of visitors? Or we receive one visitor in a year? Do you understand? All these things will help in your designing because in your choice of materials, it will all fit in. So you need to, yeah.
When you are designing, you have to make provision for guests.
Exactly. You can't just.
We are social beings.
Exactly.
Somebody
Might come.
unannounced.
So all these things have to count. Exactly.
A guest wants to.
It must be functional. Your space must be functional. If you have a corridor, right, that people use a corridor combined, like joining 2 rooms, right? So when they are walking, is it just blank walls? What do we want to achieve? Must be functional. Okay, so if a lot of people use there, then it must be engaging as they walk. There must be enough lighting. There must be some kind of decorations on the wall that makes it engaging to connect between these two different spaces on that corridor.
So some time ago, an architect said even their work, they can bring marriages together and separate different
Yeah.
with their designs.
It's true.
In the household, they can do a design. The family can come together
based on the design you've done, or you separate people.
You know, others, you know.
Yeah.
You can come up with a design. As time the years go by, you realize that they are disintegrating.
Yeah.
They won't
even know it. See? So it's very true. It's very true. Then spatial considerations, right? So that is space. How much space do you want? How much space do you want utilized? How much space must be available for use for what? Right? You need to ask all these questions. Okay, do the clients like a lot of space? You must ask all these questions. and then that will help you in your choices. Lighting preferences. You need to ask questions about lighting. So even in questioning, you see that lighting has come here. Space has also come here. Those are the two key elements, right? Then technology. We are in the age of technology now. You need to ask your client about the level of automation they want. Some people don't just want to walk in and then this kind of door, the door lock, they want to hold the door lock, Some want the moment they are getting close to the door, the door sends their heat signature, opens on their own. Some people will want to be able to walk in and key in a distance. And so you need to ask the client, what is the level of automation? It's part of your work. If you need to, you do it. Some people are there, they want to sit down, right? Whilst they are sitting on the couch, they take a remote and they are able to open their curtain. They don't want to get up to open the curtain. So it means that for such a person, your curtain rod must be automated. There must be a track for that takes this thing with a motor that the remote control can control it. So if that's what they want, even though it will cost them more, that's what they want, then you do it for them. So you need to be able to ask all these questions. Sustainability and environmental preferences. The times in which we are now, right? People are also concerned about sustainability issues. When I say sustainability issues, I hope we all know what I mean. Going green, environmental friendliness. We don't want to use things that take up too much energy, right? Things that use renewable energy. We want to use recycled materials. So there are some people, they are concerned about all these things. So some of them even want a certification on the items you are buying. Is this manufactured by a company that is how do you call it, has a certification as environmentally friendly? Have they gone green? Some people want, so we want a lot of windows so the curtains can be opened so that we have enough lighting coming in so we can switch off the lights. We want a lot of ventilation so we don't have to switch on AC. All these considerations, you need to ask questions because it has to fit into your designing.
You don't want to be keeping the lights on during the day.
There are a lot of people like that now.
No, sometimes the design of the building is
will force you to do that. Yeah. So it depends. You need to talk to people, find out from them their level of environmental consciousness. No, yes, but there are things that will concern the interior designer. So for environmental friendliness, for instance, paint can count. Okay, materials that things are made of. Okay, some people want recycled things. Okay, some people even there's something we call VOCs, volatile organic compounds. These things are found in paints. Okay, paints now that they used to do first, now those things are being removed now. So some people, if you have those compounds in the paint, they don't want to because it gives off toxins. Right. So an environmentally friendly, conscious person, they'll ask you all these questions. Who wants you if you don't know what they are even talking about? They will not take you serious again. You need to read. Yes, you need to read. You need to read. You need to. Exactly. That you need to read. So, as an interior designer, you don't just buy stuff. You read about it online. You read the data sheet that is on the product. Okay, research about it generally. Even the company, sometimes you need to research about the company that manufactured that thing. You get it? Because yeah, and you can't find some of those things there. So depends. If the client is paying good money, those people are the people too that are environmentally conscious. They don't want you to go and buy from China more. They buy from companies that you can have the data sheet of those things and read. Yeah. So it all depends. Then maintenance and durability, right? You need to check the time availability of the clients. Do they have time to maintain things? Some people don't want to maintain things. Some people too, they like Okay, it keeps them exercising. So they like that a lot. Okay. Then inspiration and references. We've mentioned that already. Let them share their inspirations with you. They may have pictures of things. Let them share it with you. It will give you ideas. Then establish with them the approval process. Ask them. Some people, when they give you the job, they sit back. Do it for me, they trust you. Some people too, everything they want to know. So before you buy that curtain, send them pictures. They will not go with you. Send them pictures. Okay, do you want this? Do you want that? Okay, let's buy this one. You want to go and buy this? They need to approve it first. They want to be involved in the whole. Establish that from the onset. Then you know how to deal with that client. Right? Okay. Then if there are any additional requirements, you can ask them. Right? Okay. Previous experience I put here because sometimes some clients may have dealt with a particular artisan or a particular professional already, and they have certain bad experiences with them. Your asking them will bring it out so that you don't repeat the same mistakes the person did to offend them. Okay, this happened to me. That's how come I put it there, right? Okay. Now, I put here a checklist of items. So the first checklist is when you are going for your client's brief, right? So you are meeting a client for the first time. What and what must you carry along? I put here branded attire is optional, but it's free advertising for your business. If your business has a name, you have branded some nice t-shirts or shirt or whatever, the brand name is on there, and you go to visit the client. It makes you look professional. It makes it look good on you. You know, you are selling your business. Okay, it's free advert for your business. So using branded stuff is very important. I always use this example for clients. There was a time I was looking for these people that do CCTV cameras and security fencing, the electric fencing, right? The guy that did my has been doing mine for me had traveled, so I needed somebody new. So I was looking for somebody. Then I went to Washing Bay. I took my car to Washing Bay, and at the Washing Bay, a guy drove in, and when he drove in on his car, he has advertised everything. We do CCTV cameras, electric fencing. I just walked to him straight. Actually, do all these things. I've been looking for somebody. So we exchanged numbers, and I gave the client's contract to him. Do you get it? Otherwise, he would have come into that Washing Bay if he had not branded his car. I had a project to give. He's also looking for a project. We'll bypass each other and walk away from one another. I'll take my project away. Meanwhile, he's also looking for a project. But just by the fact that he's branded his car, I walked to him because I was looking for his service, and I walked to him. So it's that the fact alone that you are using branded stuff, okay, it can open a client up to you, or it can get you a client without knowing. Then notepad. I wrote the notepad. So like Enima is holding, okay, have your nice notepad. It can be a diary, it can be anything, so that when you are at interviewing the client, you can be jotting down. Now, you can choose to use your iPad, tablet, or your phone to be typing the notes. But watch this. Also, try talking to me, right? So be telling me something.
Okay, so please, when we get to the junction, I want to bypass somewhere 5 times.
Do you see what is happening here?
Yes.
What is happening here?
It's as if you're not paying attention.
What is happening is I'm not paying attention to what he's saying, but I'm typing what she's saying. I am typing what she's saying, but it's like I'm not paying attention to it. So that's what gadgets, that's the vibe gadgets always give. You may be typing what the client is saying on your iPad, on your phone, whatever it is, but they will get a vibe that you are not paying attention to it. You are chatting with a friend, you are on Facebook, you are on WhatsApp, something. It makes you look very unprofessional. People don't know that. Yeah, if you have the pencil, fine. But a no cramp will not see. You may be doing something else. The technology always has a vibe of, it's like you are not paying attention to what the person is saying. It makes the person look, me kasa, you are doing something else. It always gives that vibe. So for me, I always advise, go the old school way. Take your notepad, your pen. It won't kill you.
I think the other thing is that maybe your typing will not go fast.
It wouldn't even go fast
As
as when you are writing. You see, it makes you look very professional if you have your this thing and you are writing what the person is saying. It looks professional. You are paying attention to what the person is really saying. Do you get me? So that's why I put notepad there. For this one, if you can forgo your phone, it will really help you. Even write, yeah, yeah. So it when you take your pen and your notepad, it's perfect. Yeah. Especially when it's your first client visit, the client doesn't even know you. You are, it is you that is now coming to try to get a job, to get a project from him, and then he's talking and you're on phone, right? And he gets a vibe like, Charlie, this guy is chatting WhatsApp, you know, and then kakra no ejai, then you begin typing, Charlie, it will look some way. Do you get it? So just go with your notepad. Then pen, pencil, sample work. So you asked about, some people will ask you, what work have you done before? So that's your portfolio. Okay. The reason they ask is because they want to either get ideas, and some people also ask because they don't want to give the project to a novice, somebody who has not done the work before. So they just want to find out if you have done some before. Do you understand? That's how come they'll ask sample work. Okay. Some too will not ask at all. So you would now show them some stuff. So this is what I advise. This is where the 3D interior, the 3D impression comes in handy. Let me show you something. Where have I saved this thing? Let me see. Just want to show you something. Okay. And this thing opening. Okay. So you can create something like this with a 3D impression, right?
This what the name of the software.
No. That's not the software. The 3D impression I'm saying is a term for this kind of things, right? Artistic impression, right? So as for the software, I'll show you when we get there. So this one, right? It is very photorealistic, right? So what I advise is that once you learn it, begin to do a lot of designs. You just create a space. You can even do your space in the house. Okay, draw the floor plan and design it. Design and of it, design plenty of them. Render it, put it on your phone or your machine. Somebody asks you, what have you done before? Show it to them. That's all. So it doesn't have to be an actual work you have done. Is that okay? You can do these renderings plenty. You yourself give yourself some nice distance, design them nice, do plenty, render them, then have them. So it's your portfolio. When somebody asks you, you show it to them. You move on, right? Okay, so we'll be doing something like that. Okay. So your portfolio, you must have something like that on your phone. Then I also say meet in a safe place, safe meeting place, especially the ladies, right? Somebody says, "Oh, meet me in my office at 9." Charlie, 9 p.m. Okay, then 9 p.m. I'll tell you no. It's not. It's the 9 p.m. is not a good time for me. And by force, meet in a public place. If it's in their office at a time when people are there, right? If especially Crampo is when you have to go to the project site. Okay, so that even ties into the last one that I put here. Go with somebody or go with an assistant.
I didn't see the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask whether you can let somebody accompany you.
Exactly.
Is it ethical?
Yes.
That
It
you
makes
have
it
an
look
engagement
very
with the
professional.
clients
Yeah.
And you bring a third person.
Yes. It makes it very professional. So if I'm going to meet you and I feel I want to go with it, I'll come with a person. The person is branded, so it's a team. So I'll introduce the person. Oh, this is my colleague. Maybe it's my cousin crowd, but I say this is my colleague. My mom also notepad me pen. They can pretend as if they are writing, they may not be writing anything. I'm picking all that. But that alone, even sometimes what it does is that it kind of makes the client trust you more. So it's not just a one person thing, it's a team. They trust it, they trust this thing more, right? Plus it gives you that safety. Okay. So the second thing that we will be looking at in this thing is where we say client after the client brief is the site visit. Okay, site visits, that's where you go, you take measurements and all that. This is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, trust me. You would think that, oh, the person says, so my house is in Dansuman, I want to do renovation, let's go. You go there. When you go there, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take measurements. You draw the floor plan first. Yeah. Now you watch this. Yes. When you go there, let me explain to you now. When you go there, architect has drawn the floor plan. No architect, he draws floor plans, he draws a building plan. So he will tell you, no architect or anybody who draws floor plan for that matter will give the client a soft copy. They will always print it for you. There's a reason for which they don't give you the soft copy. Do you get me? So the client, who is there, he doesn't have a soft copy for you to now come and load onto your machine. It's a hard copy they have. Now the client mostly won't give you that their hard copy. And then two, if they'll even give you that hard copy, I can confidently tell you 99.9% of the time, what is on the paper, the original plan, is different from what is on the ground. Either through artisan mistake or we are building a diagram or the young pushy wall in Coca some 1 feet being count. So the how do you call it? The space this thing was 12 feet, but now they made it 13 feet. So what is on the paper? If you go by what is on the paper, it is 12 feet, but actual thing on the ground is 13 feet. If you go and design and do, we are putting a wardrobe there, and you go and do it with 12 feet, you will see that, oh, you've ended up with extra space that it's just there. So no matter what, any site, even if we give you the original drawings, do their own measurements, draw your own floor plan and take your own measurements. Yes, we'll go through that process. We'll teach that one too. We'll teach the basic of that one. Jose, we try to push everything. Don't you? we try to push everything in the
So there are instances where there's a door here, but on the plan, the door is.
The door is somewhere else.
Or maybe another door window, but on the plan, there are two separate windows. Separate.
I mean, you yourself, you look at it. It's if you are building your house, no matter what, as you are building, the plan has been it's normal. It's normal thing people do. You too, as your interest will change. You say, oh, Hanun Krano, the enye say, yenye say.
I'll give you a little brief example.
Yeah.
Once I took you,
So it's normal.
There are three consultants on the project.
Okay.
The original drawings we started with, I can tell you a lot of things
Has changed. You and the original drawing is the same.
Part of every project, a lot of things change. We come up with different ideas. The kitchen,
You have everything the same.
That's why we have the as-built drawings.
Yeah.
At the end of every construction project, you need to produce
How the building is looking now.
But with these private individuals,
They won't do it. That as built drawing. They don't have it.
so you have to create it yourself.
So if you decide to go with original architectural blueprint, you make a mistake. So the moment you go to any site, they give you a work, whether it's a shop, somebody will come and design my shop for a fashion shop or whatever it is. When you go there, even if they are saying, oh, this is and most times you won't even get that original plan. But even if they are giving original plan to you, put it somewhere. Draw the floor plan yourself and take all the measurements because it's different. Trust me, you take it and it's different from what is on there, on ground. Take some pictures. Yeah, pictures there be brave. Okay. Do you get me? Also, are you okay? So as for the floor plan there, you can't trust what the blueprint you are giving. No, forget about it. You draw your own floor plan and then you assign the measurements to it. So you need to be conversant with measurements. So we'll do measurements. We'll do practice of floor plan drawings as well. Is that okay? All right. So for the site visits, when you are going, we say, well, take images, take pictures. That's all. You need to take pictures because you can't be going back there every time. So take pictures, take video, take pictures.
Especially if it's a far place.
A far place. Some people will actually go and invest in cameras itself, not the phone. But now phone cameras can do all those things. They want the client to see that Charlie, they are professionals, so they'll go and either hire a camera or buy a camera, and then they'll get with tripod and everything. Then they'll come and put it and be taking a client to be Charlie. We're a professional. They want to charge big. That's why they are doing all those things. Very useful, yeah. For aerial view, yeah. It's very useful. Yeah. So you take measurements, you need to appreciate lens, right? We'll go through all that. But then when we come back here, right? So the checklist, what do you need to go for? Don't go alone. Especially if it's a developing area. There are some places, Charlie, before you see another building, it's far. You understand? So for safety, go with a team, right? So an assistant or somebody. And not that alone. The reason you need to go is that you are going to take measurements. You can't do the measurement alone. Trust me. Don't count me. Because if you have been taking measurements yourself, as a professional, at a certain distance, it's very difficult to take it alone. You need somebody to hold it for you. Yes. For either say, and now say you are using the laser tape measure. I'll bring you guys a sample of the laser tape measure. Yeah. So to me the hooky be there. If you are using the capital, now to me the hooky be there. Yeah, no colleague press that. So there are different. So you always go with somebody, be on a safer side. Talk to your cousin. In fact, even the artisans. If you can get one of the artisans that you trust, a carpenter, a tailor, somebody. Yeah. and they can go with you, let them go, and then they will help you with the measurements, right? Because you need to take measurements. So don't go alone, go with a tape measure, like camera or a good phone for pictures, very important. Then go with a branded reflector first.
Not just
Yeah. If a brand, yeah, branded because it's still free adverts. You are marketing your business. Okay. And the reflector, no, I think it's mostly needed if the construction is still going on. If it's a home that they're already living in, you really don't need the reflector. And then the helmet. Okay. Branded attire if possible, helmet, appropriate footwear. All this is when construction is still ongoing, right? Water for hydration. Some places are very far. So if you have your bottle of water, take it along. Then your sketchbook, you need a sketchbook. You were complaining about sketching. You know that you need sketches now, so get a sketchbook. Okay, it can be an exercise book if you can find a plain one. You can have an exercise book for sketches, quick floor plan sketches. You need to show somebody some sketch of something. You can quickly do that, right? Then pencils and erasers. Okay, right. So this is a checklist of items that you may need. Any questions, please? I think we've loaded ourselves enough. Let's stop it here. Next week we'll continue. So we've done the questionnaire, we've done this, right? And then next week we'll continue with the rest.
Like, to me personally, for my research, I don't think I can use few months.
Okay, so when you finish your 8-week course here, I can confidently tell you that you can have confidence to do any project anywhere. Even if you are a novice, scratch, zilch. By the time we are done here, we have, because you see, what we are doing is such that Nyankofo Central University and another place to go and do a degree course for 4 years, right? So you see that yes, they have interior design degree.
I was even thinking of
Central,
going to China to go and learn it.
Oh, it's so Central University even does interior. Central even does a degree course, and Accra Technical University they also have interior design degree course.
I asked you whether there's a certification.
Yeah. For they are degree course. Yeah. So yeah. And yeah. So what I was just explaining that so what people are going to spend 4 years to do, we have compressed it into 8 weeks for you. It's not a problem because you see the gentleman that came who wanted to install the thing for me. I can call him right now for you. Abiko, he will tell you his story. He's at Accra Technical University pursuing interior design there. So he's doing internship here. When he started internship, he was in our November class last year. Right? He's been doing it for like 3 years. The sort of things we are even teaching. He said they've not just said do you get it? He and then I can call him for you right now. They are not teaching them. Some of the things they said, let us go and research on this, go and research on that. The way we are taking our time to go. So when he came and he went back, it's like he had been lifted far beyond his colleagues.
But then it's still a continuous program, right? So
we are now beginning, we are going to introduce that, not yet, but it's in a plan where you can finish with this 8-week one, and then if you want to take it further, so you want to do something like learn the basics of cabinet, like carpentry, not doing carpentry itself, but like you want to learn how they do their cutting. So now you don't even have to do cutting, you don't need a saw and all those things like the way carpenters used to work anymore. Now there are companies that do, you just need to prepare your cutting list, right? So we'll just teach you how to prepare that cutting list. You send it to the distance, the company will just do their cutting and everything, then they'll send the wood back to you. So yours is just to take your screw, and screw them together, and you have your cupboard or cabinet or whatever. So take you through that process. To those who want to learn that, take it further. Those who want to learn other aspects of it. So we are trying to create a program for it so that it's a build on from here. But trust me, with this certificate, you can begin your own business. You can go and be employed. I had a guy who completed in September. He's employed with what's the name of the is it Amboko said then they are this property this thing in the interior design team right now. Do you get it? Yeah. So if you yourself decide that you want to do a further distance, it's up to you. So me like this, I learned the interior design in this place, but I've gone ahead, I've done my diploma as well. I just wanted to yes, I just wanted to learn more. I just wanted to learn more. Allison. Yes. Allison. Yes. Online. Yes. Yeah. You do a lot of courses. Yeah. So you can just take it up if you want. So it broadens your knowledge. It's very helpful. It's really, when I did a diploma, it really opened up a lot, broadened my understanding. Yes, if you want to, you can. If project management, there, if you want to take it, you can take any field you are in. You can take project management. It's a good program if you want to. Yes.
And then I also want to know, is there a situation whereby, obviously, after you're done there, it's not like you are already there.